All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market Prep. I hope you guys are having an amazing morning. Hopefully, you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How you doing today?
Hey, Carlos. I'm not sure how I'm doing today. I'm just feeling off my game.
Oh, that's not good. Cut the music, DJ. Cut the music. Let's pay attention here. What's going on, Peter?
When you have those days where you're just not feeling it, I'm having one of those days. I'm just not feeling it today. So, but there's no time for that because we have things to do and stocks to trade, and I don't know. I'm just, it'll snap in, I hope. But it's Friday, so we got a weekend coming up, and stuff to look forward to.
Absolutely, man. We'll try to figure out what's wrong with Peter today on this beautiful Friday. As we figure that out, we're going to get Dr. Phil on the line. We'll bring Dr. Phil here. We're going to have a whole session on this. We'll make this happen. But let's take a look first. Exactly. We got some good doctors here. We got Dr. V. We got Kreda. We got a bunch of people that we can schedule with Peter. Let's take a look. First and foremost, our gappers list, friends, brought to you by tradingterminal.com. You can always head there. Tons of information like this one and other tools you can use for trading. This list a little more manageable than yesterday. Yesterday we had such a slew of tickers, both gapping up and down, earnings all over the place. If you guys remember, we couldn't even cover all of them. That's how many we had. But today, a little more manageable. We'll dive into some of these things that are happening here. Tariffs is obviously on deck, front and center this morning. So we'll look into that as well. But before we do so, Peter, our U.S. economic calendar for today looking a little slim.
Well, look, maybe it's a good day to be off because there is nothing happening now. There's nothing happening from an economic announcement point of view, but like you said, there were so many earnings last night, a whole bunch more today, but it's not the major stuff. It's all like tons of stuff we see occasionally. So Carlos, it's going to be one of those days where we're going to have like 800 things on the secondary list, I think, and not quite sure what to focus on when the market opens. That's what I think is going to be happening here, but we'll see. We'll see what's gapping. And then I'll cover the rest for you guys. And you guys are going to have to make some choices today, for sure.
Yeah. Even looking quickly at this list, you can tell that, there's not a lot of blockbuster names on here, right? So we'll MP. We'll see what we can pick off this list. All right, friends, let's get right to it. Let's see what we can find. Let's start with our gap up list. First on deck is going to be Sound, SOUN. So SoundHound is on here today. Very nice pop. Started last night. So if you look at this intraday 5-minute, starting from yesterday after hours right over here, you can see this beautiful breakout. Is this earnings, Peter? I didn't see this on the list for earnings, but it is. Okay, let's see what's going on here.
Yeah, they had earnings after the close yesterday, and they put in a good quarter, as you can see. So, like we've been saying, AI tools or semiconductors, they really have to sort of beat very nicely for them to be rewarded, because it seems like almost everybody's getting punished. But SoundHound, they did it. They managed to put in a good quarter. The numbers were good, and they're having a good morning. So looks like it's in play. SoundHound has been tough though, Carl. Like we've been talking about it for quite a while. I don't think I've ever traded it, or at least not in the last 4 or 5 months. I know some people are watch it, but haven't taken a trade myself on it. Maybe today.
Yeah, same here. I can't recall trading. I probably have in the past, way back when. Who knows? But it is in play here. Are you putting this in your secondary, Peter? I think it might be. Looking at it secondary,
I'm not sure whether it's foolish or not. I will for now. Again, like there could be a lot of stuff that gets bumped because there's a lot of stuff to look at. So.
And we'll leave space for some of the ones that led the headlines yesterday, like an Apple, with their investment and increase and all that stuff. So we'll see what takes place there. All right, heading back to our list, friends. Let's get over here. Let's look at our not so good buddy MP. So MP Materials on deck this morning, and yesterday they did have some news. Looks like, right? So yesterday after hours they pop here in after the close. All the way from that's a $10 move actually. Yeah, it's just looking at it now. This is 72 to about 82-ish. I mean, that's impressive. Peter, today a little bit of volume. What's driving this stock higher?
Well, yeah, I was surprised to see this one on the list. And yes, they had earnings after the close yesterday. They beat the numbers and things are looking up for them. If you remember, the big news last week or 2 weeks ago was the fact that they had this big deal with the Pentagon. They also have a deal with Apple. These were previously announced, but I think earnings was an opportunity for them to say, look how good the future is looking. So they are, sort of looking good here. They said that their production levels are expected to rise. So MP is a mining company with rare earth metals, which are in high demand. And Carlos, that was our mistake from the beginning, isn't it? We say that we usually avoid miners, and look what we did. But anyways, um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but you know what? They're doing good. They're expected. Their press. Oh, I can't even say. Neodymium and praseodymium are expect production is expected to jump 10 and 20% respectively over the next quarter. So they're increasing production in whatever the heck those are. So good for MP.
Yeah, good for them. I don't know. Is it in play? It is, but you're right, Peter. We stay away from these type of stocks, right? These mining stocks don't trail that well. Their day looks great. It has been moving here. You have to like this stuff. I'm gonna stay away from it. I had my shot on this thing already. It did not work out very well. I'm gonna go elsewhere for
Ask me if it's on my list. I dare
I,
you.
I won't because I think I have an idea exactly in what list you're going to put this one. Is one that probably looks like this. So I'm not gonna ask you. All right, friends. Back to our gappers list. TEM. TEM is next on here, and this is up 8.4. 4.1 million shares traded. So you see a nice pop here this morning. We've seen this plenty of times before. It's Tempest AI. Now I don't recall if this AI is because of AI or not, or this just happened to have a good naming. But they're here on this list. Typically don't trade very well. I don't see any reason why I will have them today. But their pre-market action does look explosive, right? We're up 8.4, 4.1 million shares traded. That's actually pretty good volume. Um, Peter, what's the news? Maybe that could sway me whether we put this on or not.
Well, this is earnings from this morning, so they were one of the top ones I was looking at. They over delivered on both revenue and bottom line. Keep in mind, this is a relatively small company that'll be 300, yeah, we'll call it $315 million worth of revenue in the quarter versus an expected 299 million. And they lost less money than expected. They only lost 22 cents a share when they were expected to lose 25. The big news really is that they raised their guidance for the full year. So that is always a positive whenever you're able to raise your guidance. So they're moving up a little bit. Probably not making my list either. I don't know. I mean, it's got some volume. They're 4 million shares. I don't love the price action here, but the volume's there. So I'm not sure, Carlos. It's maybe it'll go onto the secondary. I'll easily bump it if I find better stuff.
Yeah, you mentioned it. This list is going to be a lot of on the fence, and once we go through, we can
Yeah.
kind of finalize it a little bit better. But yeah, I'll keep this one off. I already have SoundHound. I don't want to have too many, too many so-so stocks, but it's on the fence. NVO, on the other hand, we're getting a pop of 4.7 here, 2 million shares traded. I do like this pre-market action right now, by the way. Look at the breakout we're possibly getting above the pre-market highs. This stock normally doesn't trade all that well, but we have traded in the past when it does have good volume, right? And clearly this morning seems to be going north east, Peter. So looking pretty good so far.
Yeah, they look. Novo Nordisk had I'll say a good day yesterday, but I mean, look at these tiny little candles, right? They seem to gap a lot and then don't move significantly during the trading day, which is not good if you're trying to make money off of the price action here. But there seems to be some positive sentiment as their competition is struggling with their obesity drugs, so that's good for them, of course. And just because the less competition or the more their competition struggles, the more their flagship product in Ozempic is going to be able to do well. So I just still not putting it on my list.
Yeah. I like as a secondary though. I mean, but I agree with you. It's one of these stocks that can trade very poorly. But yeah, I'm gonna do it on a secondary list today. Maybe today could be where they prove us wrong. But again, I'll be very cautious with this one. Back to our list, friends, tradingterminal.com. Let's take a look at Rocket Lab, RKLB. This is another one that can be in play heavily today. They're looking actually pretty nice pre-market. So right now, 6.5 million shares traded. I'm sorry, up 6.5, 1 million shares traded. Let me correct
There you
myself there. This is nice. I like what we're seeing here, Peter. This looks very active and somewhat explosive. So I don't
go.
think we should, we
Oh,
mentioned this before. We shouldn't use explosion and rockets in the same sentence.
yeah,
It's
was
like,
that an unintended pun? I
it
like it.
wasn't intended. Then I caught it. I'm like, wait a minute, that's like saying bombing an
Yeah.
airplane. But yeah, I like it, man. It looks good.
Yeah, look, we like I said, we got a lot of stuff that's trading volume this morning. Rocket Labs had earnings last night. They're feeling good after successfully completing 5 launches in the last quarter. They beat their numbers. They actually missed slightly on earnings, but not enough for anybody to be concerned about, frankly. And like you said, gapping up, it looks okay. I don't know. Like I said, maybe it's just me. I'm like nothing looks great to me, but maybe that's because I'm just a grumpy Gus today. Maybe I need to eat. I didn't eat dinner last night.
Oh,
Maybe
okay,
I'm like low
okay.
blood sugar or something. I haven't had breakfast yet. I didn't have any
Yeah,
dinner
yeah.
last night. Yesterday was like
Okay.
I would say it was the first day I played all 3 of my racket sports in the same day. I played tennis, squash, and pickleball yesterday. So I maybe I'm just like yeah, I
Need
need
some
some.
fuel, man.
Yeah, maybe
You,
that's it.
you, you need some fuel. Absolutely.
I hate
All right.
coffee. My wife is now, she never
Yeah.
used to be a coffee drinker. Now she like makes coffee every single morning. The smell of coffee in the house
Oh,
disgusts me. I
no.
despise it. I
Peter, we
absolutely.
have to agree to disagree one more
I
time.
know, I
Again,
know.
it's
Look,
two
I
days
look.
back to back here. We're not getting off to a great relationship
Everybody,
this August.
everybody likes coffee. I get
Oh,
it. I
beautiful
know.
thing.
I can't stand it. I absolutely hate coffee. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, you hit mute there, Carlos, but
Okay, you see that
yeah,
the
but
you can't see the
I see
smoke,
I
but
see
it's
your I see your
oh,
mug of disgusting brown mud stuff.
all black, baby.
I'm not
Black, black,
I'm
black.
not I don't like coffee. I
You know,
really don't.
I never did like coffee, and part of it was because I used to see people at work, and I missed out on so many coffees in my corporate life because I didn't like it for a long time. It's like a couple of years ago, and I used to see these people with their stains on their shirt, and then when I saw that, I'm like, that is so disgusting. I'm never gonna drink coffee. Like,
Hey,
why do you have like they're with their bagel and they got their stains? I'm like, I'm never doing that. Then I realized it was just sloppy. It's not the coffee. It's them. It's just
yeah.
sloppy people. But they
They're working with a lot of sloppy people.
Oh yeah, it's like I went to the credit manager. I almost said his name. Excuse me, but I almost said his name. But went to the credit manager. He's got a stain the biggest. And sometimes I'll come in and people, I guess I will start them, and then like,
Uh,
oh, and they're doing this with the
well,
napkin, which just makes it worse. Like just stop,
yeah.
just I don't know. So that threw me off completely. Missed out on a lot of free coffee back in my
Well,
early days.
at
But
least I'm not alone. Tunde and Jonathan are sort of agreeing with me. Matt, that feels like a way to ruin some good whiskey. So anyway,
no, there's some good coffee. Oh man. Oh yes. All right. Let's take a look here, friends. Back to our list brought to you by again tradingterminal.com. Thank you guys for all the good messages this morning on YouTube and also in our chat. So awesome stuff. Let's see here what's happening. All right, so we have NVO. I'm sorry, Rocket Lab. I do like Rocket Lab today. Looking very good, guys. So it will be on my list. Uh, Peloton. Peloton. We spoke about this one a few days ago, Peter. They either
yesterday.
had earnings. Yeah, okay. Was it yesterday? Okay.
Yeah, I
And
I am
how did it
I'm
do?
really surprised to see it on the list. Yesterday
Uh,
morning was earnings on Peloton, and it feels like it's just hanging out here. It just got enough volume and enough movement to put it on our list. You look at the price action though; it is not good. It actually made some moves yesterday that weren't terrible, but sort of strange. It was one of these things where it would go up a little bit, and then just plummet, and then it looked like it was going up a bit and drop. So if you're an ABCD trader, you could have taken a bunch of reverse ABCDs on this, but I peeked at it a couple of times. yeah, I didn't like it yesterday. I'm definitely not going to like it today.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks horrible. I mean, look at it yesterday. If it couldn't trade well yesterday, the chance of it doing anything today, I mean, they're yeah, I don't like it. So we'll look at something else. Um, J Pin Atlanta. I'm assuming that ATL means Atlanta. I'm gonna go with that. I agree with this comment 100%. Right? It depends where you get it from. I
Mm.
remember having a coffee down. It was me, Abiel, and Andrew in Mexico. Oh my! You can't replicate that. This coffee, and it was literally off the road on the mountain. We were going up a mountain to do some climbing. It was off the road. This lady had like a shack, and man, she was crushing the beans right there and doing all this thing. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So good, so good. So it does depend where you get it from. If you're going to
Yeah.
7-Eleven and, or one of these gas stations and getting the coffee thing from there that's been sitting there all day, no, that's no good. It's not going to cut it. It's going to taste like pure crap. So got to be careful where you get your coffee from. 100%. All right, let's moving on from the beans of coffee to our gappers list. Peloton, we looked at MB. What's moving up? That this list keeps moving down. AMPX. AMPX. Let's take a look here. AMPX. No, I don't like it. I mean, this is really not in play. You have a little bit of volume. Well, not a little bit. 500,000 shares traded. It's up 15%. But this pre-market, I mean, I don't see where this is happening, Peter. I don't like it. I'm gonna leave this alone. Is this a low flow? It is not a low flow, but it's lower price and it's trading just atrocious, man. I'm gonna leave it alone. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought we were talking. There's another one, AMCX, that had earnings this morning, and I was looking that up, and that's not what we're talking about. We're talking Amprius Technologies here. They also had earnings, but yeah, I still don't like it. It's an electrical parts company. It's traded on the NYSE. Lots of reasons for me to just stay away.
Yeah, yeah, I don't like it either. Well, we'll move on from this one, friends, into the next one, which is going to be QS. QS, we have watched this before, has made our list in the past. I'm always on the fence whether to trade it or watch it. It's on here again. It's QuantumScape. And this is one of the latest ones that just popped up like a month ago, right? We didn't really have this on our radar, but this thing just got going like a month ago, and it's been hitting our scanners more often than not. So Peter, here it is, up 1.1. I'm sorry, I keep reading it backwards. Up 3.9, 1.1 million shares traded so far. Maybe I should drink more coffee to make sure my brain is, working the way it should. Peter, what's your thoughts?
I think you need to get off the
Cheers.
drugs.
No, no,
So.
no, no, never, never. Cheers.
All right, yeah, QS. Look, they're a maker of lithium metal batteries for electric vehicles, so that's giving them a little cachet. Of course, as we know, as the EVs are taking off, their business has also been soaring, but not a great. I used to trade QS. I've got some webinars where I used to use QS as an example because I had some great trades on them. So I've got a soft spot for them in the past, but frankly, it's been quite a while since I've seen price action that I like. So they're not bad at 1.1 million shares so far this morning. Some decent movement yesterday. You know, I don't see any particular news. I'm not sure why it's moving today. I don't see anything, big on it. Some general articles about the increase in demand for their products, but and they've managed to create a battery. Maybe it's the extended range battery. They've got one that can give about 1,000 miles on a single charge. So that's good. I'd buy that. See that's what would sway me for an electric car. If you can get 1,000 miles, 1,600 kilometers on a battery, I'd be buying that electric vehicle for sure.
1,000 miles. Well, where are
That's
we up to the
insane.
most right now? We're up to is it 600? No, 500, 400?
Yeah, I think miles, probably about four to 500 miles is about what a number of cars claim. But
Yeah.
you got to be careful. That not the way I drive, right? Like you want to pass anybody,
Yes.
you're going to use 5 miles
Correct.
of battery power for every mile traveled or something
Yeah.
like that, right? Like that's assuming you do the speed limit and you put it in cruise control and you drive
Yeah.
very boring.
And the sticker tells you, like, when you buy when you buy the car, the sticker that comes in the window, it'll tell you
Yeah.
50, like, no, like 25 miles per gallon. This is based on 55 miles average and like on a no hill, like it'll tell you like it's no climbing, no this, no that. So yeah, so it's never what is posted. Very
Yeah.
uh
So
closed circuit training
anyways,
conditions. Yeah.
using QS Technologies, a Chevrolet Silverado EV work truck set a new record, traveling 1,059.2 miles on a single charge. Of course, again, this is under strict conditions. They had the temperature just right, which means it was really hot, which was actually good for battery. They turned off all the air conditioning and electric. Like it was not a fun drive. And so you're in a pickup truck with the windows up, the AC off, the all the electric stuff shut down, driving 1,000 miles at whatever their targeted speed was. So that was very yeah. So good for them, but not real life.
Yeah. Yep. All right, let's finish off this.
I'm hey Kip, I
Yeah.
warned you up front, man, that I'm Mr. Scrooge today. Yeah, so
Yeah. Peter is Peter is missing a good cup of
I need a
espresso.
I need a drink. I should go get
Yeah.
I'll go get some scotch maybe and just get this day started here.
Get
Scotch
this
on an
day
empty
started
stomach,
right.
that's always a
Oh,
good idea.
that should get things going. Um, all right, friends. Let's take a look here. So right now, BMNR. Let's look at this one. I don't usually end up putting it on the list, but today we are up 3.6, 1.4 million shares traded. I remember this one. This is the one that
Yeah, Bitcoin.
popped up. Yeah, it popped up like 170. Then a few days later, dropped $50 in a matter of minutes here. So again, it's just not really tradable. I think there's volume being pushed through it. Like we're hitting 40 million a day, 35. Yesterday, 65. But there's not a whole lot of movement in the actual intraday. So I'm not sure how I feel about that today. I don't see anything special on it. I'm gonna skip it, Peter. Anything happening maybe that can sway us the other way?
If you remember, this is the one that they're investing in an Ethereum treasury strategy. Ethereum prices are back towards the highs. They'd been down for the last few days. They still haven't broken that $4,000 mark. So they're not, anyways, it's nothing magical, but it is up a little bit. So I would say no, not enough to put it on your list, in my opinion.
Yep, agreed. Wow, guys, this list not bringing a whole lot. All right, two more here that maybe could do something. We got BBA, three more: BBAI, DJT, and HIMS. Right, let's look at these three and let's see what we can get out of here. BBAI on deck this morning. We are up 3%, 2.2 million shares traded. I've seen this stock plenty of times. I'm not a big fan of the intraday action, so I usually stay away from it. Yesterday had a nice sell-off day. If you look at it here in the 5 minute, you see that there opening up at 8. Oh, but it's funny. This thing looks so nice, but I'm used to seeing a drop like this amount to about $5, $10 on Tesla. This is only 40 cents, which is not bad. I'm not being greedy. It's not bad for a $6 stock, but I thought it was going to be a lot more when I started this comment here. But yeah, clean drop looks like without seeing the price action. I don't know, man. I don't know if it's something I'm going to watch. I'm not a fan, to be honest. Wow, slim pickings, Peter. I'm not sure if you'd like to see
Yeah.
that.
They have earnings upcoming on Monday, so it could be. I mean, they could move today, but with earnings after the close Monday, it might be quiet for Big Bear until they release their numbers. So
Yeah. Um, and then two more here, DJT, which normally the intraday action is not great at all. What they did yesterday I see they got a little pop here. Let's take a look at the intraday action. So yesterday probably one of the better days on DJT here, and not out of the gates. Out of the gates very choppy, and then after 11 really got going nicely here. But look at, this looks good now. But if you look at this volume, this is very light for a 5 minute. So it's very difficult to time these pops or even predict the price action. I mean, I'm a momentum trader, and this is just not going to do it for me. So yes, it looks good now after the fact, but I don't know how we would have traded that. And I haven't had any luck trading DJT. Like every time I try to look at it and trade it, even when it is in play, even when it has news, it's not the ideal intraday action. So again, won't be on my list today because I don't even see anything that explosive. They only have 597,000 shares traded. So yeah, I'm gonna skip it. Peter, your thoughts on it?
it's really hard to trade. It's a funny stock where you look at it and like it looks like it gives you some really great movement on certain days, but it's always proven to be difficult to trade. So just be careful if you decide to pay attention to it. They did have some news that they announced that they're adding GB News to the Truth Plus platform. So it's going to be available on the Truth Plus apps. GB News is like Chairman, CEO, and Chairman Devin Nunes from Trump Media, who's the CEO of Trump Media, said, "We welcome our good friends from across the pond, GB News, to the Truth Plus platform." So, anyways, yeah, I usually just avoid it. It's a popcorn stock, right? It can be entertaining to watch at times, but I'm not willing to risk my money on it.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not. DJT is assigned to sucker you out of your money. It is, yeah, but what do they do? I mean, I don't have an account. I said I was gonna create one. That's just, I mean, I don't even go on X now as
What
much as I used to. So how
what
do they
what don't they do?
yeah, how do they take your money? What do they exactly do they do? Is it any like every other social media where there's ads every 5 seconds? Because that's what it is, right? X,
Yeah, and you can sign up
Instagram.
for premium accounts. You can pay for their
Okay.
Truth Plus, media stuff. You can buy things from them. They'll take your money in any way that you're willing to give it. So,
Okay, so not
but
not
like
different than any other.
any company.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, hey, they're not doing this social media for your health. Somebody's got to get paid, right?
No,
So
yeah,
yeah, so that's what it is. Um,
what it's all
all right.
about.
Yeah, don't need no social media platform. All right, let's take a look, friends. This is basically everything on here on the Gap Up. Peter, anything that you like? I know we haven't had anything here.
Well,
Rocket Lab's the only thing I came out of here with. Anything else?
no, and just because we're getting towards 9 o'clock here, there's so many earnings. Let me mention a couple of companies that are gapping up on earnings you might want to know about. Take-Two Interactive, TTWO, beat their numbers on earnings and are gapping up. Gilead, I still don't know how to say the name of that company, but
I
GILD.
think that's it. That's you
Yeah,
got it. Yeah.
they had earnings after I've been pronouncing things poorly this week. So but anyways, they beat their numbers and increased guidance. They're gapping up. Here's one that maybe
What's
I
their
should have.
ticker? Peter, I forgot. GL.
GILD.
Okay.
GILD. Yeah. And here's one that Carlos, maybe I should have stopped and invested in at the grocery store or something, or maybe at the gas station. MNST, Monster Drinks. They're gapping up. They don't typically get a lot of volume, but maybe I can use one of those. Give me a boost here this morning. Alchemy, aka M, had earnings. They beat their numbers. TripAdvisor, aka M, is aka M. Was that one? We'll get there. There it is.
Yep.
Uh, yeah, again, not typically a great trader, but I'll mention it because it's in the sector we look at a lot. How about TripAdvisor? Trip is their ticker. Another earnings play. They're gapping up here this morning. Fubo. We haven't talked about Fubo in a long time. But Fubo TV looks like some of the streaming platforms are doing okay in this quarter, and Fubo TV is up. Their subscriber numbers are higher. Their guidance is up. They beat their numbers. So yeah, it's good for Fubo. Good 4 million shares on Fubo. So that's not looking that bad here this morning. And maybe that's worth putting on the secondary. We got a whole bunch of stuff here for the secondary, but anyways, thought I'd mention it. And last but not least, CGC, Canopy Growth. Not a good volume, but it's local to me. And again, these were great trading. All the pot stocks, they were great trading before it was legalized. After it was legalized, everybody expected them to make money. And things have been going downhill ever since. You just have to scan backwards on the daily chart to see how bad it is. This is $1, a buck. When we were actually
Yeah.
talking
This
about this
is
stock, this was a $400 $500 stock. Like we have literally
mm,
gone from $500 to $1. So yeah, it's not good if
yeah.
you're a Canopy Growth investor. So
Yeah. It's just
that's what I
wow.
got for the gap up. We got a whole bunch on the gap down too.
All right, friends, let's take a look at the gap down. Leading the way, trade that's TTD which normally it's in play when we have earnings a couple of times a year. I'm not sure if that's the case today, but let's take a look here on our daily. If I can get down. Wow, that's a big drop, down 33%. Ooh, man, look at this first time I'm looking at this chart, obviously, I'm just like, wow. And look at this drop last night. So it looks like earnings, and somebody just needs to be let out of the building. Peter, what's going on here?
Remember when I said that if you don't, blow the numbers out of the water, you drop? The TTD seems to be our prime example today. They beat their earnings numbers in quarter. They had earnings after the close yesterday, and it's not like it was bad. They did what the analysts expected, in fact, slightly better. I think their guidance was basically in line. The analysts said we think you'll make whatever, and they said yeah we're good with that, and we will achieve that. So the fact that they did not increase their guidance, it seems to be just bringing them down quite heavily. I mean, it does feel like an overreaction, frankly, because I don't see what they did. I mean, people are concerned that because they kept their guidance in line, that means that their growth is slowing. True. But you can't keep growing at the same pace forever, but they are still growing. But apparently it's not good enough. So 30% haircut though, yikes. That's
a
does
lot.
feel, yeah, that's a lot. That feels a little harsh. I do like where it sits on the daily as a result of this, though. It's in an interesting
Yeah.
spot, and this is definitely, I think, in play. Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens when the opening bell rings on TTD. Usually, it's not as exciting as I want it to be, but yeah, I will try and keep an eye on it here, see what's going to happen.
Yeah, I usually don't watch the trade decks, but this is brutal, man. This is way too much. I think it'll be in play 4.4. Yeah, definitely no reaction. Doesn't mean that it's not going to continue to sell off after the open, but I do expect some kind of bullish relief eventually. But who knows? We might get even a bigger drop at the market open. So we'll see. On the list for sure will be on my main list. Again, I usually don't have this list there, but today's the day. That's excessive. That's what that is. SG here, Sweet Green. What's this, like golf? Sweet Green. Never heard of this ticker before. Sweet Green would be a great golf type ticker name.
But it's not. It's a restaurant chain.
It could be. This will be so many Sweet Greens. This could be salads, and this could be CGC green.
We had looked at this before. Remember, they'd come up with this big statement how they were going to revolutionize fast food salads, and we could never figure out exactly how. Well, apparently their push to revolutionize salads for fast food is not working out that well, at least not yet, because they missed their revenue estimates. They made a bigger loss than expected. So yeah, they're getting pushed down here. I mean, we didn't trade it then. We're probably not trading now, but it's restaurant chains that's another sector that you want to be careful of. I think. Look, I've got a universal theory in restaurant chains that whenever the hype gets high on something and a stock is rising, if you've got a little bit of guts to hold out, this is when you short them. Every single restaurant chain I've ever seen has dropped. The only exception is Starbucks. So you can't.
I agree.
Coffee.
Starbucks
it's
coffee.
Not. But Planet Hollywood, remember that was big. Krispy Kreme donuts. I mean, all the ones that had big hype at a certain point. You got to figure out where the top of the hype cycle is. If you can do that, there's a lot of money to be made on the downside. The problem is if you get that top wrong, you could be holding something short for a long time, and that could be very painful. So
I'm going through this. I don't see anything that's like, oh, catching my attention. My wife does this. Like, my wife puts together her salads for work. It looks just like this. Like, what are you revolutionizing here?
Look, there's some good-looking salads there, but I don't see
maybe the plates
revolutionary.
Maybe the plates were revolutionary because everything else looks pretty damn normal to me.
You gotta love those 6-sided plates. That changes.
I don't have one of those. Yeah, I gotta say, I do not have one of those. Oh, for the kids. Look at this, for the kids. Oh, well. I don't know. So they're feeling it down 30%, 1.1 million shares traded. Normally, I would say that's excessive. No, but these guys probably should be going lower because I just don't see how they're going to make it work here. But yeah, I probably won't watch it. What's the float on this anyway? The float on SG is actually it's 111 million. So Pretty nice float there. I don't know. You know what? I want to see the train wreck, if anything. So I'm going to put in a secondary. So SG, I want to see how this sweet green thing is going to end up here. Back to our list, friends. Just a few more on here. Pins also on deck, down 14%. 1.5 million shares traded. So these guys are getting a drop pretty nice today. Pinterest is the name of the company. It's a hit or miss. They can trade very well. I've seen them do pretty good stuff. They're normally not often. Peter, what's going on with Pinterest today?
Yeah, earnings after the close yesterday missed their numbers. They really didn't do all that good in the second quarter as they reported. I mean, they weren't horrible. For example, on their earnings, they were expected to deliver 34 cents a share. They only delivered 33 cents, and that 33 cents was up from the 24 cents sorry, 29 cents a share they delivered last quarter. So, but in this segment, again, they expect surprises. Only good surprises allowed, and they didn't have a good surprise. Therefore, they're being punished. We've got better stuff to watch, I think.
Yeah, I think so as well. Again, if you guys are going to have it on your list, let me know. Call it out. We'll take a look at it, but I'm going to go elsewhere for my list here. CTRI, this is just brutal. Pretty much garbage, not really in play. Century Holdings.
You haven't given us no in a while.
Oh yeah, no on this one here. Absolutely. Yeah. We'll move on. MCHP Microchip Technology. Another one that's down 5.2, 445,000 shares traded. Again, I don't see anything great either. If I want to trade some chips company or any type of chip, I'm looking at AMD, Nvidia, and some other ones. But Peter, anything to share on this thing?
You got to trade some ketchup chips. That's what. Anyways, was that this? No, that was yesterday afternoon. We were talking about ketchup chips. You don't have ketchup chips in the U.S. You guys are missing out.
What is ketchup chip? What is that?
The ketchup flavored potato chips. They're big in Canada. Apparently, you don't do those in the States, which blows my mind because the U.S. has got to be the biggest consumer of ketchup in the world, but you don't have ketchup flavored potato chips. Anyways. Maybe they're in the states now. I don't know. Anyways, that's not what we're talking about. I think this is another earnings play. I remember looking at it and said, I don't like it," and I moved on. So, yeah, it's not great.
Yeah. Can't say I have ran to catch up chips, but I don't know how I feel about that. All right. Friends, that covers our gap up and down list this morning. Peter, as far as gapping down today, do you have anything on deck, any earnings that we got to go through?
A couple other earnings. Twilio, TWLO, had earnings. They actually beat their numbers in the quarter, but provided a lower guidance than analysts were expecting. So that's got them gapping down about 16%, but on relatively low volume. SMR, that's one we've seen in the past. One of our nuclear stocks, NuScale Power. They had earnings gapping down as a result of that. Serve, SERV, Serve Robotics. They're the ones that make the cool little robots that people like to kick over. Anyways, their quarter didn't go as well as anticipated, and they are gapping down. And Under Armour, remember they've got two different tickers, UA or UAA, that trade out there. So I think I usually look at UAA. It's the one that gets more volume. Yeah, it does. UA, they actually had a mixed quarter. They beat on revenue, but missed on the bottom line. So I used to watch these. I used to get some decent trades out of it. I think today we've probably got some better stocks. They do have 2.6 million shares, which is decent volume, especially for a NYSE stock. But I think with some of the other targets, it's fallen off the list already. So that's what I had for earnings. There's a bunch of others, guys. If you want to, by the way, look up the earnings reports. Wendy's restaurants missed their numbers. We've got TerraWolf, right? Anyways, there's a bunch out there, but nothing else that I feel like you need to know about.
Yeah. Wow, this Friday, is everybody gone? Everybody's gone, Peter. I think everybody. I'm leaving at 2:00. I'm going down south to Atlantic City. Hang out by the beach with my family and the kids to a water park and all that good stuff. So I think everybody's doing that early today.
You're back for Monday though, right? Because
I got to be back by Monday. I didn't know that. I gotta check. No, I'm kidding. Of course I'm back. I'm back on Monday. Yeah, it's just
Give
just
me a
staying
heart
until
attack,
Sunday.
man.
No,
Can't
just
handle
staying
it.
to Sunday night. No. Staying just until Sunday night. That's in 2 weeks. I'll be down in Florida for a week or so. All right. Let's guys, what do you have? We came up with a pretty poor list here so far. It'll get better. We'll find something to trade. We're just not getting the action pre-market, right? Usually that does happen. So let's go to you guys. What do you guys like this morning? Chip M is giving us NBIS. I saw this, well, it was yesterday or the day before. I don't recall when we saw this, but normally I don't like to trade this one. Let's see how it did yesterday. Yesterday it had a nice gap up, pre-market action. Again, look at the dead chart, can't see much on it. How's the volume? Is that right? 1 million per 5 minutes? That's not bad, actually. Looks so weird. Looks like a nicey type stock. So I'm not sure about this one. Peter, give me your take on this Nevius Group. What's your thoughts on this?
We were watching this one yesterday because it was in the news. I don't. I think that again we got better stuff that we can trade, or at least stuff that moves more consistently. It had some interesting moves yesterday. I'll give it that. But I think the volume sort of dropped off pretty drastically over the course of the afternoon. So that makes me think that it's not going to be really in play today.
Yeah. I mean, I like the movement it's doing here. I'm just not sure how well it's going to trade. So if you guys see something great on it, let me know. Fabio, Fabio's like, where's the love for MP? Carlos, no love for MP. I want to be as far away from that as possible. David from Connecticut. You know, David from Connecticut, I was thinking about you this morning. I'm like, I haven't heard from Dave from Connecticut in a long time. I wonder if he's still in chat. And there you are, my friend. David from Connecticut, our good
There he
buddy.
is.
AMD, yes, I am going to add AMD in chat here. AMD, I swear, and I don't know, I forgot why you came into my mind, but there was a reason. Maybe this coffee was so good, Peter, that's just making me realize of good members in our community that's been with us for a long time. And Dave from Connecticut is one of the names that sticks out. But yeah, good cup of coffee, good cup of Joe.
Wow. Wow, I'm not sure what to make of that statement.
No,
All right.
nothing at all, man. Just
Look, you mentioned AMD, and we haven't talked about any of the major ones that we usually go over. AMD, Nvidia in play. We had, we were sort of disappointed with Intel's movement yesterday after the sort of the hype in the news. So SMCI was, anyways, wasn't all that great, but Nvidia and AMD always delivering. Tesla, of course, we can't forget about our buddy Tesla. And Apple, people were trying to trade Apple yesterday. Not an easy, didn't end up being an easy trade, I don't think, on Apple. But go stick with the basics, right? If there's three that I would go back to all the time, it's always Tesla, Nvidia, and AMD for me. So and PLTR, we
yeah.
can't forget PLTR. Although it hasn't been easy the last couple of days, PLTR has been a little giving us a little bit of a tougher time, but.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask some of those usual suspects here. A good buddy Joe in YouTube chat is giving us a CoreWeave. I know they got earnings next week. Last couple of days they've been doing some stuff here. They went wild. Remember this time they were just trading out of control, and it's just like every day it was like a $10 pop. Peter, if you remember this, they have not. Yeah, they have not really settled down. Only their volume has decreased, but they're still moving $20 a pop here. Looks like, right? That hasn't slowed down as much. The volume did decrease a little bit as they've been on the downtrend. I don't know, Joey. This can go either way. I like the ticker when it can be explosive. I'm not sure. I'll put in a secondary for now, see what we can come out of it, but I don't see it being a great one this morning.
Yeah. I haven't been looking at it, but just looking back at yesterday's price action, it looks really tough to trade. I don't know if you regularly watch this. Just look at that, right? All these overlapping candles, like that. That's hard.
This is messy for the way me and Peter trade when we try to look for it. Now, I do give it the stock that the last couple of days, right, has been trying to get going here. So are we going to go on a run like it can do? That'll be great if we can do that, right? But we'll have to wait and see. I have it on a possible for now. Again, let's just look at it when the heavy volume comes in and see if it does anything. TME we did look at. I'm not a fan of this one. Watched it plenty of times, and it trades so bad. And again, it's just choppy. It is in play today, though, so if you do like it, it is up 8.8, 4.5 million shares traded. Again, so Nav, welcome to the Lambos and garbage trucks, my friend. And glad to have you. Good buddy of ours in chat. But it's in play today. I could be completely wrong. It could be the best stock all morning, but I'm gonna stay away from it for right now. So All right, let's Apple. Did we talk about Apple? What do we think, Peter? Apple on the
Not
list?
really. I mean, I mentioned it in passing, but that was about
Yeah.
it. Again, Apple was a tough. I think it was a tough trade yesterday. I was watching
Yeah.
it. I was really looking to see, what I could get in terms of trade opportunities. And frankly, I did not end up trading it. I just spent a lot of time watching it. So it's not even making my list today.
It's a tough one. All right, guys. I want to pick a few more here, and then we have to go to announcements, see what's happening for the next for this beautiful Friday. Peter did mention PLTR. I do see that on deck. I probably will add this one. Again, it looks pretty decent here. So yeah, I'm gonna add PLTR. Let's put it right on here because I do like trading this one. Again, it's one of my favorite stocks to look at. NVTS from Joe. Joe, what do we got here? NVTS Navitas. I always think every time I say this, Navitas, I think it's like a potato chip or something. Navitas semiconductor. They're tough, Joe. This one is a rough one, man. They we've seen them plenty of times in the past. They can put in some good days. We've seen them do that. Look at it here. Beautiful day. I'm sure the intraday looks actually looks great. But lately they've been trading a lot smaller. And if you look at the price, it's like about 20-30 cents. It's just a tougher stock to get a really decent move. So just be careful on it. The key thing here is you need volume. Look at the difference on the daily. When you get volume, this is when things are getting explosive and exciting for you, right? So there it is. And you don't see that often. Here you did it with no volume for some reason, gap down, did very well, but you just need the volume on this one to get going. I don't particularly like it today, man. I think it can be a rough one. If you look at yesterday too, yesterday looks pretty tough as well, as far as the trading there. But again, a lot of stocks were tough yesterday, right? So hopefully today things get shaken up a little bit and we have a little bit more cleaner trading. All right, friends, we have to stop here. So many things to look at. Thank you guys for giving us all your comments there. Let's take a look at what's happening for the next. No, I'm sorry. You can head over to bearwithtrace.com and see what's happening for the next 2 weeks. Go ahead and click on webinars at the top right over here. It'll bring you in here and it'll show you what is taking place. And today is Friday. We'll focus on what happens today.
Yeah, Friday, which means it's a pretty light day here. We don't usually put on a lot of activity. Mike, if you're out there, you can confirm whether we're having the boot camp prep meeting. That usually happens at noon for anybody that's signed up for the next boot camp. Gives you an opportunity to understand what you're in for and how to prepare for it. The more prepared you are, the more value you're going to get out of that boot camp. So that's scheduled for noon. If you're if you're already signed up, then you should have the invite. You basically go to pcapitaltrading.com. You saw the little promo at the beginning of this show, and you can you go into the members portal and you'll find the meeting room right there. So that's scheduled for noon. Nothing here at Bearable Traders. That being said, we are trading live all day. If you want to join us, go to bearabletraders.com, scroll down, you can see the different membership options from the intro right through to the elite annual. So pick the one that's right for you. We'd love to have you join us. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to, get the protein shake, get myself into the game here because we got to get trading. We got about 10 minutes, 9.5 minutes till the market open here. And I gotta get ready. Coffee's not the way I'm gonna do it. I think you guys made the suggestion. I hadn't even thought about a protein shake. I think I'm gonna do that. That's what I'm gonna
There it
do.
is. Quick sugar intake or
Gonna get
protein intake. Yeah, get it going.
yeah,
Awesome.
get that right
Uh,
now.
Awesome. All right, friends, let's get some levels as Peter gets his protein shake. Let's take a look here. Again, the list, not a blockbuster one, but we do have some stuff on here. Rocket Lab looks pretty good today. If I could type it correctly, RKLB. So there we go. I like this one a lot. I like the daily and also pre-market action. We're looking pretty nice this morning, 1.4 million shares trade. So let's see if that can continue because, again, we see these stocks normally do put in such a beautiful pre-market action and then market open, they flap. I hope that's not the case. 47.65 is the high of the pre-market. 49.38 is the next level on the daily. I do have a couple of levels up here at 51.52 and also all the way up here 53.45. Again, I don't expect to get to those two latter ones there, but I do like, Thor, you're blinding us, my friends. Thor's, well, I was just looking straight and this Thor message comes up and I'm just like, no, this is too much. It's like if you pull this thing up by cars on the highway, you're gonna make a car crash, my friend. You can't do that. Here's what Thor did. Let me show you. For those that can't see it, he changed his letters to this bright green color thing. Yeah, that's intense, buddy. All right, we love you, Thor. Let's take a look here. Towards the bottom, let's see here. We do have highs and lows for the last 2 trading days on there. And then right over here, 42.39. And then all the way at the bottom, we have 40.21. So a few levels towards the top, a few towards the bottom. Let's see how that plays out. And then we look forward to this one. I like this one today. I really like the pre-market activity this morning on that one. All right, let's take a look at TTD. Another one that, man, look at just the humanity, as my good buddy Brian would say. TTD, look at this, down 34% now, continues to drop and make a new low. I mean, this is clearly a crazy reaction here. So I have the pre-market 64 on the dot towards the top. We should zoom out on the daily here a little bit. I do like trade this a lot as well. A couple of levels we want to cover, 66 for 54, another big level here at 70. 58 towards the bottom. Low of the pre-market is being created right now. We'll mark it where it is at the moment, 57.75. And then if we go back to the daily, looks like we also had a nice gap. Funny, we gapped up from here to here, and we're gapping down, also blowing right by that area as well. Towards the bottom, we also have this good area here, 54.51 as well. So again, the trade desk really getting slammed today, and the earnings were not even that bad, as Peter mentioned earlier. Let's take a look at our good buddy AMD and see what's going on here. I'm going to remove some of the older levels because right now we're kind of getting stuck between the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days. Previous day close up there as well. We do have 178.01 towards the top. We do have 182.32 is the most recent high after this beautiful bullish run that we've been having. Towards the bottom, previous day close, and you do have the highs and lows for the last 2 trading days. So that's good for AMD there. Like what I'm seeing so far this morning. Decent volume, not blockbuster stuff, but decent volume. PLTR, 1.4 million shares traded, active pre-market activity. But for the most part, I'm not seeing anything great. But let's see if that changes as we go into our market open. 5 minutes for the open. We'll switch over to Andrew and Brian shortly here. 183 is the low of the pre-market. The high of the pre-market, you got all these highs and lows just stuck in here, right? This is all-time highs, I believe, correct? PLTR, all-time highs. Yes, it is. So that's all you really have as far as levels, highs and lows towards the bottom there. All right, that's what we have. Peter, give us a quick recap of how your shake is this morning. I'm sorry, I mean how your what the team is watching as far as levels. What we got going on today?
Well, I haven't started the shake yet, but I did get it. Here it is, ready to go. All right, we'll do that. And I'm hoping, Thor, if you're out there, if you're able to jump on and join Andrew, join Brian. Andrew sent a message saying he's not going to make the open this morning. So that would be great if you can trade live with the Prophet of Profit. You guys usually do very well together. So that would be great. Our moderators, they are watching. Well, Lenny's in first watching AMD, Apple, NVIDIA, Tesla, Google, and SoundHound. Jared is watching TTD, SoundHound, and Team. He's also watching Expedia, EXPE. Is that Expedia? Yeah, whatever it is, EXPE. Laser, LASR, and TEM. Thor watching NVIDIA and, of course, his futures contracts. Eamon is watching for some potential longs on eBay and Apple. I've got Tesla, NVIDIA, AMD on my list. I'll also be watching TTD, SoundHound, Fubo, and Rocket Labs. A couple of IPOs to let you know about, including the coolly named Dark Eye, DKI. See if that opens. It's a online gaming company. Anyways, Brendan is going to be watching AMD, SoundHound, Rocket Labs, PLTR, and NVIDIA. And Brian, who will be trading live, is going to be watching Tesla, NVIDIA, TTD, and SoundHound. Okay, so Thor is not going to be trading live. He's actually taking a day. So all right. Who else we got out there? Maybe one of our moderators, if you're listening, you can just jump in the room. That would be great. I'm sure Brian will welcome the company, whomever you are. Carlos and I are going to trade live on YouTube. We'll see how it goes. All right. What do we got? Where's my clock here? 3.5 minutes. Let's get the show on the road.
Yes. All right. Yes. We'll let Brian hop on in. And I wait for him. He doesn't like when I leave. I don't say good morning. Brian, good morning, Brian. See, I waited for you. Absolutely, I waited for you. All right, we'll let you guys do your thing. No, I can leave now, says Brian. Excellent, thank you. All right, friends. on YouTube, we're gonna continue here, and let me mute Bryant. All right, we're gonna continue here, and yeah, let's get set up. So, question I was being asked, what I'm gonna be focusing on today. I like Rocket Lab and TTD. I really like those two. I think they're gonna be front and center. I think they're somewhat of active in their pre-market. Let's see if that's going to continue today. Peter, did you cover your list? I'm not sure if you did.
I did mention my list, yeah.
Oh, okay. I
So
missed it.
yeah, I got TTD, SoundHound, Fubo, Rocket Labs. I'll keep an eye on all of these. We'll see what
Yep.
happens. TTD really seems to be unfairly punished here, so
Yeah, I like that one. Yeah, I like it for today. Maybe if it's gonna be weak, we could maybe see a rising devil on it if we're gonna continue here. But
maybe,
this is
yeah.
this is the one I'm gonna be focusing on, knowing that I can probably get a good signal before the 3 minute mark. That I usually wait. So we'll see. We'll see how that plays out there.
See what we got.
All right.
You know what'd be cool?
Friends.
I don't know if we could do
Yeah.
this because we only have 2 minutes, minute and a half before the open. Maybe we should we could roll Brian into this show. Oh no, Gary's joining him. All right, Gary's gonna be
Gary
kicking
joined
off.
them. Okay. Because we could have easily done that. So
Yeah, just
I didn't think about it. Yeah.
matched YouTube with the room. But anyways, no
Yep.
worries. Gary's gonna be.
Gary's jumping in
Here's
there.
something
All
new.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
All right,
fun
let me
trading
get.
alone, man. Trading alone is like being on the mic. It could
Yeah,
be
it's
tough.
hard.
Yeah. Rocket Lab is flying. Yeah, that's the other one I'm gonna be looking at. So let me get my 1 minute, my 5 minute, and let me erase some of these tickers out of the way. Oop, what's going on? There we go. Why is that? Oh, in the wrong button. Okay.
My alarm.
All
right.
Oh, there's the man, Andrew. Andrew's in chat. Good morning, sir. POTR. All right, so I got my list ready. Rocket Lab, TTD, AMD, POTR. Beautiful. And then the secondary list, 30 seconds for the market open. SoundHound, NVO, SG. Some of these guys are really just wait and see, right? They're really like secondary list, right? So that secondary list is
your quadriary list.
Yeah.
You're putting them down the list. All right, guys, just a few seconds to the open.
5 seconds.
I
to
am
go
watching
here.
TTD as well. See what it's able to do here and deliver. Here's the bell.
There's the bell. Here we go, friends. Andrew's going to the office. Awesome. We should see him shortly. Rocking and rolling here. All right, let's take a look. Rocket Lab. Rocket Lab and TTD, front and center for me today. Let's see what we're going to get out of this one. So I think TTD down 36% is just way too much. But man, not even a Peter, no pullback. Straight
No, I know.
Down.
It's a little disappointing.
Because I was ready to take a rising devil on this one because it did look like that was a setup. But
see, Rocket Lab, though, Fallen Angel playing Rocket Labs. Look at that. Wow. It spiked down and now it's moving up. $2 move, just like that.
Yeah.
I was busy watching the wrong horse. I was watching TTD.
Me too. I was so focused on TTD because I think that there were some opportunities there. Here's Rocket Lab, which has been very strong all morning, guys. Up 10%, 2.5 million shares traded. Peter, remind me, is earnings on this one? What was the news?
Rocket Labs, yes. Yeah, positive earnings. 5 launches in the quarter.
Yep.
It's all going well. Oh, darn it. Oh, and I just was too late. I was looking at AMD for maybe a rising devil, but I missed it. I missed the good Rocket entry Lab on the
it's gone up, pulling back.
Maybe AMD is going to go up. Let's see, the Qs are pointing up. Tesla's moving higher.
Jillian, you're giving us Tesla over on YouTube. Thank you. Let's take a look at Tesla. Yeah, Tesla too. Also taking off here.
Oh, come on. Oh, Jesus. Oh.
AMD, great engulfing pattern here. The 1 minute breakdown engulfing. Peter, you did not take this short, AMD?
I didn't get the entry, no.
Okay.
Didn't nail the entry here.
Gotcha.
So that's too bad. But
Wow.
but
TTD
yes, I was watching.
continues.
I've missed everything. I'm chasing butterflies.
Yeah.
I'm always just a step behind here. Looks like.
Rocket Lab is giving us a pullback now. So quick pullback here. Could be a nice setup for a 5 minute ORB if it is going to be strong. So I'm going to be paying attention to that one. I do like the way it might not wait 5 minutes before it goes again. This looks very, very strong right now. So looking at Rocket Lab, so many things in play today, guys, especially very early on. See, we started off with like, oh, this list is not blockbuster. It's quiet, and it is very active open so far, Peter, we got to say.
Yeah.
So looking good.
Wow. Apple's dropping hard on the open here. Just went red.
Yep. Let's see. PLTR is doing very nice today. TTD continues to drop. Oh, Rocket Lab is at the VWAP. Didn't expect that on Rocket Lab. Look actually very, very strong to keep going here. Here we go. Like this VWAP bounce. Let's take a look. Yeah, I'm gonna go long Rocket Lab, guys. I really like this bounce here off the VWAP. I think if we wait for the 5 minute, we might actually miss the next leg up here. So I'm long Rocket Lab. Let's see if we can get the push higher. And I'm also looking at TTD, but this thing just keeps dropping, keeps dropping. I mean, wow. You know what? That's gonna set up later for us on a good pullback, on a good reversal maybe. So let's see.
Maybe.
Let's see.
Wow,
So
Nvidia's really Nvidia's getting pushed down here this morning.
you know, I didn't even have Nvidia on the list, so we'll have to look at that. All right, so long Rocket Lab stop loss is below the VWAP. We don't want to go below the VWAP on this thing. We wanted to hold that. That's where the buyers showed up. But the fact that we did not make a new high now is not ideal. So that is not ideal there for us on Rocket Lab. And we're at 48.35-ish, holding the VWAP, so that's good. Did PLTR putting some good candles, guys, over on YouTube? I see you guys mentioning PLTR. Rocket Lab. Here's the VWAP. If we lose this, I'm gonna bail. We gotta bounce from here again. Important candle coming up. It's not gonna hold. I'm getting out of it. It's not gonna hold here. Let me look at PLTR. Wow, it left already on me. But Rocket Lab, I had to get out because we're at the VWAP. I still think it's a strong stock, so I still might come back to it later. But here, let's see. Let's see. I think this thing, yeah. But you know, you have to get out. You can't sit here and just kind of hold it, even if you have an idea it's gonna pop back up. Wait and see what happens. But I really like this for a long. I think we might be setting up for a good 5 minute ORB here now. Let's wait. Let's wait for the setup to happen. Rogelio, I think TTD is an overreaction. Me and you both, my friend. I think this is yeah. Peter said it too. Yeah. Like when you were reading the earnings, Peter, the earnings were not that bad. Okay, yes, they didn't hit out of the park, but they were not horrible for you to be down.
They were not.
37%. You know, so let's see. I mean, I don't want to go long here, me personally, but 5 minute engulfing could look very interesting for a potential long. Could be very, very interesting. Wow, Rocket Lab went the other way below the VWAP. And here we are looking actually rather weak on Rocket Lab. Mr. David OUST, what is that? Ousters. PLTR, yeah, PLTR is so nice, man, so nice. Beautiful breakout above, nice bounce above the VWAP. I know a lot of you guys took it here in chat as well over on YouTube. I showed you Rocket Lab once you stop out. Well, I'm glad you at least waited until I stopped out. If you would have showed it when I was still in it, man, that would not have been so nice. I wouldn't be so happy about that. But it might be making our move here short, guys. If it settles below the VWAP, and here's the breakout, right? Here's the breakdown. Here's the pullback. If we see more weakness, it can actually be a possible short play today. So but let's see. I want to get more confirmation before we join the next one. That's right, friends. So again, we have a 5 free book giveaway today for our YouTube members. So if you are a member of the YouTube channel, we are giving away 5 free books today here when Andrew comes on a little bit later. So just a way to say thank you for our members and supporting the channel. We really, really appreciate it. So that'll be happening today. So make sure you stick around. You got to be here. Right, make sure you stick around to get those giveaways. I should become a member because I haven't bought the book yet. I am going to buy the book, but I should become a member, see if I get a. And it's not about getting the book for free for me. It's about winning. I just want to win. I want to be selective. Like, yeah.
It's about winning.
I'll probably give it away to somebody. I just want to be in and like, yeah, I won something. Like, I don't ever win.
You know
like
what? There's a lot of people feel that way, Carlos. I always say, like, if I walked you up on the street and just said, "Hey, man, would you like a free T-shirt?" You're probably like, "No, man,
yeah." It's
I'm
like,
good.
no, I'm good. Yeah, it's exactly what I say. I'm good, man.
But if I go to a game and I shoot a T-shirt out of a gun, you will kill somebody to catch that shirt.
It's different
because you just want to win.
You want to win
that shirt.
It's the competition, you know. Friends, I'm gonna try a short here on Rocket Lab. Let's see if we could break down below the VWAP. This is kind of like the setup I like. We got the drop, got the pullback. Let's see if this can continue lower here towards that 46.50. But Peter, yes, it's about especially a draw or bingo. Like bingo, there's no thought process. There's no control in the game of bingo. Yet it is so addicting to certain people, right? Because they want to win.
Yeah,
that's it. That's it. All right, let's see some comments here. I bought the book already. I can still win a free one. Hey, you want to win a free one and give it to someone? You know, absolutely.
Sure.
That's an awesome thing to do, right? Think of somebody that you think is into trading and gift them a book. Of course. And thank you for buying the book. And also, when you read it, give us a great, I keep saying great feedback, honest feedback, right? I know feedback is going to be great because it's an amazing book, but give us an honest feedback. Andrew really appreciates those, and he does read every single one of those. All right, here it is. PLTR, man, PLTR continuing to do some stuff. Tesla, also a beautiful 5-minute ORB and just took off. Let's take a look at some of my secondary stuff here. CoreWeave. Yeah, so me and Andrew were talking yesterday, and we're gonna do some really cool stuff there, right? So exclusive recaps for the members if you're in part of the Lambos and Garbage Truck group, and giveaways every week, right? So we'll do giveaways every week for the members, and then for regular we'll do once a month, right? So members get a little bit more privilege for supporting the channel, which is only right? I think it's fair. But yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. Recaps. And I also want to get people like, for example, like Paris, right? Paris, Gary L, which you guys haven't seen a lot of because he's in our chat. Get them to do some of their recaps also there. Because since it's especially for you guys, we could have a different playlist. Like here's Andrew's playlist, here's my playlist. And we could just once a week put a couple of recaps in there. So you can find the trading style that you like, because we strongly believe everybody has a different trading style, and you gotta find the one that's right for you. So maybe you could see like the way Gary trades, like the way Andrew trades, like the way Thor. I think that could be a lot of fun. So yeah, a lot of great stuff coming for you guys on there. What we need right now, speaking of great stuff, is this RKLB to drop and give us a great day here. So we're short. We did bounce off the VWAP as we wanted, as we were thinking it would, but let's see if we can actually get the continuation, or we're going to be stuck in chop today. Matthew, 5-minute ORB on AMD. Let's take a look. We had a beautiful engulfing, man, on this thing. Oh, that's what you said. Yes, I missed that part. Missed a couple of letters there. Matthew, yes, beautiful engulfing on this. I mean, this is. I'll show you the 5 minute. Peter, you could chime in here. So this is your baby. I mean, this is beautiful here. And I
Yeah.
probably wouldn't have jumped in right at the 5 minute mark, right? But if you look at the 1 minute, look how these candles form. I mean, that's excellent, right? The breakthrough here gives you a pullback and opportunity to still get in at a good area for the 5 minute RB. Beautiful, man. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So that could have been nice. All right, Rocket Lab probably is gonna stay choppy here. We're not getting the breakdown that we are looking for. So let's see here. I don't want to go in above the VWAP. I'll definitely get out before
AMD.
then.
AMD after dropping initially is taken off here now. So wow.
AMD. Yes. That's wow. That is monster. Andrew is in chat, friends. He is live trading with Brian. So he's in our chat room. If you guys want to join, Peter showed you how you could do that. We have a link to that you're able to join and see these guys trade live every morning, plus other educational stuff on there. All right, see if Rocket Lab, can we break this 46.67? This is the area where we're getting a lot of resistance. Here and here. So let's see, we're trying one more time. Let's see if we can actually get going. And hopefully sooner rather than later, because what happens is we start losing volume, right? If it starts going choppy, and then that's not good. So, oh, yes. So 5 chances to win today. Let's go, friends. All right,
Wow.
here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Well, you're finally getting that drop.
Yeah, I am. I want to see if we're gonna. I'm in about 80s. Oh, okay. Now, see, now you're becoming my friend, Rocket Lab. Thank you. That is good. Patience paid off. I almost got out of it, Peter, man. I was like, it's gonna get choppy. Volume is dying down. But it's actually paid off here. 46.20. This is
good.
Pretty good. Yeah, let's see. Because I lost almost $1 on this thing. So I want to see if I can get at least that back. Will be nice. Not that you should not think that way. Let me take that back. I don't want everybody to think, oh yeah, let me try to get back. No, that's bad. I'm sorry. You should not think that way. But let's be patient and see what kind of drop we get here. But don't ever think about getting your money back. This trade here is gone. We already donated that money to the market gods. It's gone. That's it. Forget about that. Brand new trade. Nothing before this matters. So let's focus on what we have at hand. And let's trade our plan. All right, let's see. I mean, I've been in situations where you say, oh, yeah, let me try to get one more dollar. Next thing I leave with, I give back $1 because I was being greedy, waiting for more. So, been there, done that. Hesitating a little bit here. Still looks very weak, especially on this 5 minute. But it'll be nice to break this 46.20 and just get another leg down if we can. Maji TV, thank you, man. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. Community is everything, man. Community, whether it's in trading, in exercising, and anything. I mean, okay, 2 partials there. Oh,
you're getting a good move there, Carlos.
Oh yes, this is the way we want to end our Friday. Oh man, that is good. That is good. So 2 partials there. Great fills too. I was surprised how good the fills are with our interactive brokers. Not that I'm trading a boatload of shares, but it's nice when you hit it and the triangle actually stays right where you're looking at. Sometimes you're looking there and the triangle like, why are you up there? Like I was looking here. So it's nice when it matches up. Let's see here. So yeah, so I was missing communities, everything, and I wish when I was younger I would have joined a lot more communities, like in high school. Like I was quiet, I was by myself in my corner, well, not really, but with friends. But I didn't join any communities like, yeah, I don't want you to think I'm with a hoodie and like just playing, talking to myself
You're
and
the
playing
one to
with a
watch, were you?
pen. Yeah,
The troubled
um,
kid in the corner.
no, 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 yeah. But I wish I would have joined more communities, like just anything, chess for no reason, like just communities and build that. I wish I would have done that more. Because when I joined BBT, it's probably the first community that I joined, and I realized that wow, this is actually pretty powerful. So I'm teaching my kids that stuff, like let's join the community here, let's do this, let's go out, let's do that. That's important, man. And it's so much important here with trading and anything difficult you're trying to accomplish, right? So I wish I would have done more of
Hey,
that at a younger age.
you're getting a great drop here on Rocket
Yeah,
Lab now.
another partial here, friends. At 45. I mean, we're at almost $2 move, friends. All right, so this is awesome. All right, new book is out. Yes, I did see that, friends. New book is out for Andrew. Check that out. Here it is. Let me show you guys. You can pick this up on Amazon. There's the link he put on there. So it is out. I like
Yeah.
this cover. It's different than the other one. Sticks out. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like the triangle. This triangle looks nice. This looks very edgy and modern. I'm not sure that's the look they were going for, but it looks
That's
good.
that's the peak capital triangle.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but it looks nice like this with the black and the red and the it looks
Hmm.
nice. Yeah. Looks really, really nice. So yeah, guys, pick that up. We're gonna be giving a few free audios, 5 free audios on that. So should be awesome. All right, Rocket Lab delivering for us today, friends. Unbelievable. Yeah, congrats to Andrew too, Banner. You're right because yeah, we're saying celebrating a new book and we're gonna pick it up. We're gonna copy, but it's not easy making a book. I can't even imagine um going through that process, right? It's
Yeah, it is
Illuminati.
a lot of work. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, yeah. It is a lot of work. All right. I know that a lot of you guys took PLTR. Let's see what it's doing. Oh, you're still getting a great move here on PLTR. So
Yep.
you're still getting an amazing move here. Very, very nice. Mm-mm. Let's see here. All right. PLTR. PLTR is doing some PLTR stuff, friends. Wow. Rocket Lab. Very, very nice. I'm gonna be patient in the process. See if we get to the previous day close. I mean, we have such a good cushion that we don't really have to go crazy here. So
Mm. Yeah, you got a
look
good
at
move.
that.
Nice.
Yeah. Yep.
It's losing everything that it gained. It's heading back to yesterday's close
It's
here.
shockingly, this thing
Yeah,
is
it's a
just
little too
giving
bad.
everything back. It's about to go. Well, not about to go red, but it's down on the 1% now. I mean, just wow. Oh, wow, wow, wow. Uh, all right, let's see here. Friends over on YouTube, if you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up. Really appreciate it. Don't forget about our donation as well. We have 22 days left. We're a little bit less than halfway at 1,300. If you want to donate, here's how you could do it. You head over to. Can I bring this over here? The show normally over here. Oops. Nope. Here it is. It below you can see here our donations tab. Bear Traders gifts back, and we're looking to help Kids Cancer Foundation. Bearish on cancer, bullish on life. So, the most important thing is give what you can afford. No, you don't have to go crazy, but if we all give a little bit, this is how it helps. So we're trying to raise 3,000 before the end of the month, and we're a little bit less than halfway there. So we're doing okay. We're on track. But we could definitely use your help there. Hit that
Mm.
thumbs up as well.
Darn
Really
it.
appreciate
Wow,
it.
look at that.
What are you looking at, Peter?
AMD. I was just looking at a
Ah,
short on AMD, but again, it dropped a little too fast for me here. So,
yeah, yeah.
I like my shorts.
Rocket Lab. Wow, that's awesome. Rocket
Yeah,
Lab is
Carlos, you ended up getting
amazing.
a great move on this.
Yeah,
Really
this
did.
is it's the way to end the weekend, man. The week actually. This is beautiful. So I'm holding out to the previous day close, but the minute I see some kind of strength like we're showing now, I am gonna take a partial, right? So, but the level two is looking rather bearish. So I want to just hang on here and see what we can get out of this. So let's see. Nvidia. I see you guys mentioning Nvidia. What's Nvidia up to? Uh, what a nice engulfing on Nvidia. 5 minute engulfing pattern there. So, all right, here we are. Previous day close. We'll take a partial right here because we could get an aggressive bounce. I'm surprised how big the sell off is on Rocket Lab. Um,
Mm.
and we are right on here. This is good enough. I'm going to take a partial here, friends. We don't have to wait for the line. This is good enough. And let's see if we can settle
No, it's
below that.
perfect.
We'll take some more. Yeah, wow. What a great trade. Um, Bernard, you're curious. Peter, what did you see that made you think of shorting AMD?
Well, I mean, it was hesitating up here. Look at how many times it was testing this same relative level, right? At the 176.40. I also saw there was no more orders on the
You're not
ask size, no more big orders.
you're not
And
showing your
then
screen, right? Oh, you are.
no, not really.
Okay, I
No.
could look it up. I could put it up. It's okay. I thought you were marking. I
Yeah.
thought you were marking on your screens. I want to make sure I didn't miss that.
No, no,
Okay.
I was just talking to it. Sorry.
Okay.
But
Go
yeah,
ahead.
but just look on the 1 minute. Look how many times it sort of got this flat top, right? And then when you see the order book change, the orders on the ask disappeared, and I saw a couple of bigger orders on the bid show up. That just in the short term, it just looked like a momentum move. I was just too slow to hit the button, which has been this tale of my day. I've been too slow to
Mm.
hit every button today.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Wow. Tesla. It's been strong today too. Spy pushing higher. Rocket Lab now down 1.2. Still in that short, friends. Wow, this thing is getting just destroyed. How about TTD? You guys remember
Wow.
TTD was so? Look at this. Look at AMD is getting interesting below the view up here. Peter continues to
Yeah.
sell down. Um, Peter, it could be too that you didn't get a great start right today. Your energy was low. That could affect the way you decision making and speed as well. So,
Well, that's true.
um,
These aren't my typical trades. I'm trying to expand into these trades, and
mm.
not today doesn't feel like the day for me to do that. So,
I was gonna say maybe today's not the day to expand into
yeah.
that territory. Um, all right, another we're red. We're red on Rocket Lab, so another drop here to 43.50. Um, I don't think we have. I mean, this guy's it's a $3 move for me, so I don't know if we have anything else left. I might start just aggressively taking the rest off here. If I would add, it would have made sense to stick around, but I didn't add in any of these bounces, pullbacks here, which I normally don't do. So at 44, just gonna take another one off here, just in case we decide to do a V reversal. This is a very strong move already. Like if you look at the 5 minute, it's red candles, like 4 red candles in a row, and now we're barely putting in a pullback. So let's see what takes place here. So someone asked earlier, what was the strategy here? So the strategy, the first one was a VWAP bounce and breakout, right? So if you look at the 1 minute here, I was looking at it long. It looked very good to go long, so very strong. And I love this candle here, right? This candle comes down to the VWAP, pushes back up with strength, and I got long here. The thing I could have done better was just kind of wait for the more of a confirmation, like more of the engulfing and a new high. That probably could have been better. Kind of give idea. Okay, the bulls are in play. Uh, the stop down below VWAP. Then below VWAP, we got our VWAP breakdown, which by the way, I'm doing a webinar on the 19th on this strategy. And I'll include this one on here as well. And I have tons of these where we have the breakdown with a pullback. Then the confirmation candle here is where we go short, and then here's the, it took a while, got choppy, then the breakdown happened. So I'm gonna do a full webinar explaining this VWAP breakout strategy because I do trade that a ton. But you guys know, because you guys also call it out when you see it, the setup. So on the 19 on Bear with Traders, it's gonna be a strategy webinar 2 weeks from now. I'm actually gonna be down in Florida, I think, for that. But we'll do that, and it's gonna be great. So gonna be great. Hopefully, you guys can make it. Can you post that webinar for YouTube members? You know what? Let me talk to Andrew. Maybe we'll do that one. We can't do all of them, but maybe that one. If you're a YouTube member, maybe we'll do that one only. We can't do them because that's really for the members, right? The members in our chat, they're the ones that are joining for those classes and those live webinars, and that's really what you pay for. Those live webinars, man, they're key. But maybe we could use this one to give you an example of what you get if you're there. But I gotta get approved for that. I can't make that call. But maybe we'll do that one for just our YouTube members here. Is there a giveaway of some sort today? Of course, Nav. Of course. There's giveaways of 5 audiobooks for today for members. And yeah, Andrew's gonna come on later and we're gonna have that. So yep. And he has other stuff too that we're gonna send out there for you guys. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. If you're in Florida, I can come see it live. Yeah, I'm gonna be in Florida. I'm off for 2 weeks, and I'm gonna be in Florida the second week of that. Gonna be down there for a week. Should be awesome. Oh, you have the membership. Excellent. So we'll see you in chat. Yeah. Awesome. Wow. Every time Rocket Lab feels like it wants to do something, it just slams back down. So let's see how this candle is going to end here. We got 1 minute left to this 5 minute. And if you look at the 5 minute, it's just been a sea of red here. Candle after candle. If this one closes red, you're going to see another leg down. Buyers are not going to like that. They're not going to want to hang around for that. Yeah, I'm still in it. Still
you
in
add?
Rocket Lab. No, I'm not going to add. I know.
No, you're
I
going to
know.
give it a shot?
I know. No, I'm not going to add. I should, because my average still could be like 46. Like, I don't have to add a whole lot. Right? I probably missed the opportunity to add. Would have been here.
I know. I
I
always
probably missed it.
adding is a skill in of itself. So
it is. It is. Because even if you add here a bunch, right, and just say your average price moves down here. Again, we're so writing on the wrong screen. Right? Let's say if we add in here and your average price moves down here, even if you move like 43.50, which we have already, you still won. You know what I mean? Like you're still good. You take a little bit off. So yeah, I really got to add that to my strategy. I see you do it, Peter. You do it. Andrew does it.
yeah.
So I got to do that.
Yeah, look at Apple. Apple would look like it was dropping so hard off the open. It's done a complete about face, up $3 from the low. It's pretty. What a move.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Yeah, give me 1 second, Peter. All right, wow, Apple is just tearing it apart, friends. Wow, is this? Let's take a look what's happening in chat. I see some really good trades here. What is going on? Is that? Let's take a look here. I see Eamon had a monstrous trade. see here. One minute ORB. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to get a screen working here. Wow. This is Mike's trade. Look at this, guys. Let's see. How can I get this big? Actually, I gotta do it on a different screen. I gotta do it here. I'm gonna show you guys a couple of trades. Our members are crushing it in chat. Here's Mike's trade. Take a look at this this setup here. Just beautiful. Look at that bounce off of Google, partial into some levels here between above R5. Just a beautiful, beautiful trade. So, excellent. So in our chat, right, for those that never seen our chat room, by the way, $39 gets you in there for a whole week, and it's a promo that we're running. I'm sorry, it's $39. We're giving this for 19, which is less than 2 cups of Starbucks coffee. Gets you in there, and you can see how our team is trading. I see a lot of really nice trades. Is this Rogelio from our boot camp? Rogelio, let me see what you did. Rogelio was in my team, so I'm gonna spot check him now. I think this is him. I gotta ask him. But nice breakdown on NVIDIA. So Rogelio was one of the members of our boot camp, man, and he did awesome. He did really, really good. So very, very nice. Lenny took Tesla. Look at Lenny, friends, took Tesla here. Long. That's a 5-minute breakout, I believe. And Lenny does trade a 5-minute breakout. He has a video on that as well. 5-minute breakout. Did partial. I hope he's still in because he should be in. Probably the first partial. And he's got more room to go here. So yeah, awesome. Awesome. All right, some really, really nice trades. TTD, PLTR, Rocket Lab is coming back, so I'm glad I took that partial. We'll probably get all out here. There's no point in sticking around, but we had such a nice move on here. On Rocket Lab. We'll get out. It's not much left for us to hold on here, so we'll get out of Rocket Lab, friends. What an amazing trade. So we jump out of this. There it is. Hola, Rocket Lab.
Yeah,
but man, wow. Awesome.
That worked really well. I was going to jump in after you. I thought, not really my trade, though, but I saw what you were saying. It looked good, especially like you got in fairly early, and then another 4 minutes, it just hung on, but it could not
Yeah.
break back through the VWAP. So it was looking better to me, actually.
Right. Struggled
as
here.
it went, so
Yeah.
for the drop, but it's too wimpy. Got to get my energy reserves back.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is you trade all day, right? I mean, you're looking at the markets throughout the day, so if you see something, you can take advantage of it. So that's good. We got earnings next week too, guys. We're gonna be going live. There's there it's tapering off a little bit. So it's not blockbuster stuff. Like we had I wish all the Magnificent Seven were not all 4 of them like all in 1 week. Like, can you spread this around a little bit, right? So we have 4 in 1 week. So that was awesome.
Well, NVIDIA is always the one exception because they deliver really late. They're like 3 weeks after everybody else, so they're not till near the end of August.
Yeah.
So
like 3 more.
always
Yeah, like
do
2
that.
more weeks. Yeah. Yep.
They always go really late.
Yeah, I think Monday or Tuesday. Well, we're gonna go live. We're gonna see what we got. Some stuff on the schedule. That we're gonna go live on. Yep. Just remind your friends, we have our free draw giveaway coming up in a couple of minutes. If you're thinking of becoming a member to join the draw, do it early because I don't want the timing to be a thing, right? I don't want the timing to be an issue by the time you join, that the algos pick it up and all that stuff. So if you're thinking about it, don't procrastinate. And again, not forcing you to do anything, but just I don't want you to miss out. I'm more worried about you not being included if you actually did join, right? So make sure you do that early enough. We're going to do the draw in a couple of minutes here when Andrew hops in. I'll set up the hashtag. It's going to be hashtag BBT. Don't do it yet. Wait. It's not on yet, but it's going to be hashtag
I
BBT.
thought that was the hashtag. I was hashtag don't do it yet.
No, it's going to be hashtag BBT. Um, with this Rocket lab order, Timo orders are shipping faster. Time for a new leather jacket. Yeah, they're shipping out of the U.S. I saw that they have warehouses here in the U.S., right? So um, they're shipping pretty fast on a couple, I guess, really well-known items. Salim, is this the Vancouver Salim that we know? You already did hashtag BBT. If it's you, man, we love you, brother. But too early. Um, Force Nomad, 20 Canadian. What do you call Canadians? It's just Canadian dollar. No, it's a
Yeah,
French.
CAD,
What's it?
Canadian dollars. Yeah.
It's just Canadian dollars. That's what it is. There's not like a
Yeah.
fancy name for it.
No.
Okay. So 20 Canadian dollars from Force Nomad donated to the Kids Cancer Foundation, man. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. As we move that line forward, right? So we're just a little bit below our half point line here, and this Rocket Lab trade is gonna help donate. I'm gonna donate from today as well from
There
this
you
Rocket
go.
Lab
See,
trade.
Rhinos beat me to it. I was going to say you could call it 20 loonies or 10 toonies if you want, but
Is that official or is that like a joke?
well, no, that I mean it's official. We have a dollar
Oh, yeah,
and $2 coins, right? So the toonie coin is a $2 coin. That's the nickname for it, but that's what everybody calls it. The
got
loony,
it,
because
got it.
it started because the $1 coin has got a loon on it, the picture of a loon, the bird. So
Mm-hmm.
we started calling it a loony. Everybody calls it a loony, like that's just its name now. And when the $2 coin came out, well, it was obvious just to extend that. It doesn't have a picture of a loon on it, but it's just called a toonie. So
Gotcha, gotcha.
how
All
things
right, look at
evolve,
that.
eh? So, yeah.
Of course, Nomad, thank you, man. Thank you so much. Again, we appreciate it. It's good for a really, really good cause, and looking forward to hitting that goal. It's 3,000 that we're looking to hit, so excellent.
God, I got a headache that's kicking in now. Now I had food. Now I'm getting a headache. What the heck's going on? Carlos, I'm like
Not,
I'm in rough
not your,
shape today.
not your day, Peter. It happens. Hey, listen, it
Yeah.
happens. Um, as long as you don't try to be a hero with the trading, knowing that your powers are not all there,
Yeah.
that's
I
important.
well, not so far. I haven't taken a trade, although I've missed a lot of good opportunities. I was just watching Tesla. There was an opportunity to take a short Tesla off the high. Missed
Mm-hmm.
that too. I'm just like missing everything.
It
Anyways.
it happens, man. It's like that brain fog, right? That brain fog. I've been there. Been that
Yeah.
brain fog. It's not good. It's not good. Um, TTD looks like it's gonna go even lower. Again, volume is completely out of this thing already, so I'm not suggesting a trade even for myself here. But man, it just looks so like beat up. It really does. Really does. Friends over on YouTube, we're sitting at 311 likes. 400 is our goal. So if you haven't had the opportunity to hit that thumbs up, this is your reminder to help us there. We appreciate it. How do you pronounce your name? Cool Deep? Is it Cool Deep? But you're also a member
Kuldeep? I think so, yeah.
of us, and you're a Beverly Trust member as well. But thank you so much. $20 donation for the Kids Cancer Foundation. So we're just getting to the half court line there. Thank you guys, really appreciate it. 1,295 out of 3,000. I'm gonna do my donation as well as soon as I'm off this live. Again, just give a little bit back. If we all do that, we can hit our goal. So thank you. Very nice, very nice. What are you guys in? What are you guys trading so far? What are you guys in this morning? Tesla pullback, PLTR, great start, and then it just became messy. I know a lot of you guys took this early on, but then it became pretty messy here. It just couldn't break out here for the most part.
Oh. Did you get all out of Rocket Labs?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm all out. Yep.
Okay.
I'm all out. There is. Oh yeah. Look, I'm all out here. So I'm all out of it. And nice reversal off the VWAP.
Tesla. And AMD's dropping here too.
Uh, Nvidia dropping. CoreWeave has earnings next week. They are today not doing a whole lot. I know our good buddy Joe, member of YouTube there, mentioned it, but CoreWeave not doing a whole lot today. Next week will be in play. With earnings, always gonna be a fun time. So we should see some action out of that. Candy, good to see you in chat. Let's take a look at AMD. No, so Rhino's not. Yeah, short. If you were able to get in below the VWAP, great short there. And then Candy's giving us Mara. Let's take a look at Mara. Mara's. I have fallen out of love with Mara and these Bitcoin stocks, Peter. They're just, except coin. I mean, we were like, we were in it,
Carlos.
and yeah, I know.
Don't say the love is gone.
Love is gone forever, or for now. I don't know, but they were so fun, man. They were so fun, and now it's just like you look at them. It's like, what is this nonsense? They barely move. They're not getting as volume as they used to. I mean, it's just so bad. Again, and always keep in mind, guys, when we're saying this, when me and Peter are saying this, we're talking about the way we trade, right? Everybody has their style, what they look for.
Yeah.
What could be garbage for me could be gold for you, and vice versa. But that's what I see with these now. So, except Coin and Hood are two that that are different. Like, look at Hood today. Yeah, they're different, man. They're somewhat crypto-ish coins. They were obviously, but they're both the same because they're the house where the transactions are happening. If you think about it, right? So if you look at Hood, look at this breakout, guys. This is awesome. I mean, this is just amazing. So they take advantage, Peter, when any kind of Bitcoin or cryptocurrency positive news goes on. They take advantage of it because they pop, right? So they don't get, but something negative happens, like they barely move down. Like if Bitcoin goes down itself, they still maintain their presence where they're at. So they're in a good situation. They really are. Volume is volume. So yeah, Robbie Hood. That's what I'm looking at. That's exactly what I'm looking at. Looks awesome. Looks awesome. All right, friends, reminder, we are doing 5 audio giveaways of Andrew's new book today for members of the YouTube channel. So make sure you stick around so you can have that. You got to be here. So stick around for that. And looking forward to see 5 winners today on that. It's going to be awesome. A group will be neat, a community within the community. How many communities is that? Sounds like a lot, Nav.
Like a nested community, a sub-community.
Sub-community of the community. The secret room of the community.
That's a clique, isn't it? Isn't that what a clique is? It's a community within a community. We don't want cliques.
I never heard of. Oh, cliques, like clicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want that.
We don't want that.
Hood.
Creates bad behavior.
Sub-community. I love audiobooks. Yeah, I like audiobooks too. A couple of ones have been really good. When I used to drive a lot, when I used to commute, they were awesome. They were awesome because just throw them in the car. It was a 45-minute commute. I'll throw an audiobook on. It was great. So it was great. All right, we're kind of in that area where we're waiting for reversals, but it's too early for reversals. Some of the stuff is not continuing or breaking now, so it's a very tough area to be in. Cool Deep, welcome. I thought you join earlier. I thought you did, but either way, welcome to the Lambos and Garbage Truck membership.
Cool Deep made a donation earlier.
Oh, you made a donation, man.
Cool Deep's on fire today.
You're on fire today. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
He made those 20 loonies.
20
Donated. Oh no, maybe
loonies.
was that him or was that someone else? I know he made a donation though.
Yes. Yes. No, that was 20 US. 20
Okay.
US. The loonies was our forced nomad. 20 loonies.
Okay. All right. All good.
Loonies. You know, Raul, so the name, so when we came up with the name, we didn't come up with the name, Lambos and garbage trucks. I was just playing around with a feature. I'm like, oh, let me just, it required a name. Like, couldn't just leave it blank. So I'm like, Lambos and garbage trucks, right? And we just left it there. And then this week, people just started signing up. But when you think about Lambos and garbage truck, it's kind of like, the good and the bad of trading, right? That's how I see it, right? That and then when you say Lambo, it's not like we're going to be showing Lambos and garbage trucks together, although that would make a great
Eh,
viral video. We should take Andrew's
Yeah.
Lambo, park it next to a garbage truck,
So
and have an education
Well, but
video.
there's some history here, right? For those that are new to
Yes,
the channel, Carlos, they don't understand
yes,
why we're using that. So back,
that's true. Yeah,
let's start with the Lambo side because there's two stories here. The Lambo side, we
yeah,
within the industry, getting a Lambo is a joke, right? It's all the people that make money really fast and they rent a Lambo and then they pose it and said, "Look at my car, I'm rich." And right, that was always the social media thing. So we used to joke. Andrew used to joke, "It's a Lambo or cardboard, or he'd be living in a cardboard box."
yeah,
And
yeah.
somebody had actually made a picture of a cardboard Lamborghini that they sent to Andrew.
I
Now
remember
he
that.
actually has a Lamborghini. So
Yeah.
that still find hilarious. And I've ridden in it. He's got the SUV, but it's
Hmm.
still it's a Lambo and he's got one. So all right, why not? I'm a Porsche guy. I've got a Porsche. That's what he should have got if he wanted a real car, but he got a Lambo. Anyways, putting that aside. Um, but aside, the garbage truck is a whole different story, though, because when Andrew, in the old office he used to rent, he actually had a physical. We have Bearable Traders offices. He's got an office now that he trades out of. But the previous office, what he didn't do is he didn't check out the office properly because, it was in the business district, actually in the sort of the Vancouver's financial district. And he went in to see it during regular business hours. But we trade at like 6 a.m., right? Vancouver time. And at 6 a.m. or 6:30 a.m., the garbage trucks would come by outside the window of the office and dump the dumpsters, and they were so loud. So every morning when he was
Yeah.
trying to trade, you get these dumpsters like making a ton of noise as the garbage trucks were dumping them and crashing them around. So it was hilarious. Every morning he'd have the dump trucks going or the garbage trucks dumping these things and
And,
making a
and the
lot of
funny
noise.
thing was the beep, beep, beep. So you knew there was coming. You hear the
Yeah,
beep,
exactly.
beep.
Yeah.
So now
The
Andrew
whole
knows if
time.
whenever he's gonna rent out an office, he's gonna go there at like 4 a.m. He's gonna stick around from 4 a.m.
Yeah.
to about 8 a.m. Eastern time, to make sure there. I mean, West Coast time to make sure there's no madness happening. Richard, thank you so much for your donation. I want to learn the science here. That is, what is this? I'm gonna have to Google this one.
I
We're
created
gonna learn all the currencies here.
I
That
created
is
some emotion
20 pounds.
with my
Yeah.
comments on Lambos.
Uh, the cars
Did I
is all
share?
preference. It's all preference
Yeah.
whether you pick Lambo or Lamborghini. But this is where I have my rant, my mini rant. The color. There's certain colors that don't belong in certain cars, right? Let's start with the
Oh.
yellow.
Oh.
Unless you have a
Oh.
Porsche, Lamborghini, or some kind of supercar, your car should not be yellow. There's two cars that get those colors: taxi cabs
Taxi?
and
Yeah.
supercars. That's it. And actually, Peter, every taxi cab color should only be allowed on supercars. Like for example, here in New York, we got a couple of colors. We got the lime green. I don't want to see a Toyota Corolla lime green. I don't want to see that unless you're a cab. That's for Lambos. That's for Porsches. Porsches. That's for those cars. Like there's colors that just don't match. Orange. Who gets a Honda Odyssey orange? No, I don't agree with that. I look at that. I'm just like I
Wow.
cringe. I'm like, ugh, why? No, no, no. You got it. You
Wow.
gotta. You can't do that. Can't do that. Do you guys agree or no? Talk to me.
Oh, Richard
Uh,
Dunn had a barbarian yellow, no, Barbadian. That's very different.
uh huh.
Barbadian yellow CRX, Honda CRX. Interesting.
Interesting.
Anyways, yeah.
A couple
I
of
don't know if I
donations
showed you
here.
guys on YouTube this picture, but I've had a Porsche for a long time and I love my car. Absolutely love it. But at the
Yeah.
moment, yeah, that's it. No, notice how the engine is not attached. So there's my car right now, sitting up on the hoist. The engine, unfortunately, is not attached to the rest of the car, but you know, what can you do? But the good
Yeah.
news is they've given me a free like loaner car. So finally, it took me forever to get this loaner car, but at least they've given me something fun to drive. So although I do
Yep.
feel weird driving this thing around sometimes because it sounds like a Porsche, but looks like an SUV like any other. So when you get that deep throaty growl coming out of an SUV, it just doesn't feel right to me.
Doesn't
Notice
feel
it's
right.
sitting beside my wife's Kia there in the
Yeah.
driveway, so it's I
Yeah.
find it odd. But anyways,
Yeah. Yeah.
there you go.
And so donation here from T Siringdalma. Thank you so much. Appreciate you donated 20. Let me go back up. I missed it. Let me sure I get the currency right. Yeah, $20 to the Kids Cancer Foundation, guys. So yeah, this is gonna be awesome. We're 1,342 because of your help on this, and we got 22 days left. So we're right on track here. So awesome, awesome, awesome. All
I
right.
saw a question earlier about you're asking about Tesla. I got to go back and find the question here. I'm busy talking cars, not focused on trading. I can tell it's a Friday and my head's not in the game here. Is Tesla going to break the high of day? Uh, I guess it's too late
That's
for that
that's that's
question. That was 10:21. That's three. Well, you only asked 3 minutes ago.
no, 3 minutes ago. You
I
still
have
got
no
time.
idea.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Tesla right at the moment it's not going to break the high of day. No. Could it at some point today? Possibly. I really don't know. I don't, my trading
Yeah.
means I wait for I gotta wait for the technicals to come in and tell me. At the moment, it looks like it's moving sideways. It's not telling me anything. So came down to
Yeah.
VWAP, didn't make an impressive bounce or push through. So I think Tesla's taking a breather here. We'll have to wait and see what it
Hmm.
decides to do next. It could
Yeah.
be that the big moves are done for the day. It is Friday. The sometimes if it's the summer, don't forget, we're still in the middle of summer, which means that when the volume comes out, sometimes things just go quiet. We've had a great couple of weeks. So, but don't let that, fool you to think that the price action is always going to be great. It's not. It's still summer trading. So, I'm always ready to say, okay, maybe we're just done for the day because everything's moving sideways, which would be a shame for me because I haven't taken a trade yet. But maybe that's what my day is going to hold. Nothing. So SoundHound. I see sound here. It is t towards the high of day. I have to admit, I really don't like the price action that SoundHound has put in today. It's very choppy, right? A lot of overlapping candles. I don't like the look of it, and the volume is dropped off here quite a bit and continuing to drop. So it's uh it's looking like it's settling down here as well. So we'll see what we get. Stick around, guys. Don't forget we got the giveaway coming up a little bit later. Hood is time. I gotta put Hood on. I'm gonna put Hood on one of my charts here because you guys keep
Yeah.
talking about yes. Oh, look at
It's
that. Not a
good.
bad move today on Hood. I know Carlos had called it up a little bit earlier. It is pushing to the high of day. It's maintaining the volume. See, that's maintaining the volume a little better. Yeah, it's interesting, eh? Like everything's always relative. So I like the fact that the volume is being maintained on Hood. That being said, the volume per minute is significantly lower on Hood than it is on SoundHound. SoundHound is getting a ton of volume today. Like there's no arguing that. Like we're at 94 million shares. I mean, that's a lot. That's more than AMD, for example, would trade all day, or Nvidia.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it's big volume today. But you've got to look at the relative volume, right? When that volume starts to drop off, the stock can sort of go quieter. So just be aware of that. SoundHound looks like, oh my God, look at all the orders on the level two. See, that's another thing I hate. I really don't like when the level two gets so crowded, you can't read anything.
SoundHound. Let me
Yeah,
pull it up here.
SoundHound. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know if you
you know,
highlight the big orders
I,
on the level
I,
two, but you don't.
I don't.
No,
Yeah, I
but
should do that. Yeah.
I can put it onto my screen because you'll see them in black. See how you
Mm-hmm.
just get like orders everywhere?
Hold on, let me switch over to you. Okay, I got you now.
Yeah. So, we'll show SoundHound's chart here. But you get the level two, and you can just see all these black orders or any of the larger orders, and it just fills up the level two, and it gets hard to figure out, are they going to draw the price to it? And I can't tell anything from this. There's too many big orders sitting here. So it doesn't really, sort of doesn't give you information. Unlike, like other stocks where sometimes if you look and it's only got occasional big orders, it can give you a better indication of where the price is likely to move to. So.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, that's
Just
why,
looking at
we get the questions all the time. Do you use level
yeah,
two? Do you not use level two? Like it depends, right? It really depends on
depends. Hmm.
the individual stock and is it giving valuable information? Because not every stock will, give you the same level of information depending on what it's doing on the day.
Yep. Yep. Ursilia in chat had a beautiful tray on SoFi. Let me show you guys this. Uh, I met her in New York. She was when we had our first New York meetup. Ursilia was there,
Mm.
and she's a 7+. No, actually, she's more. She's probably 8 years, just like me. With BBT. Look at her trade here on SoFi. Just exploded. Went long here for the bounce. VWAP breakout. Beautiful stuff. And look at the parceling here, man. And she's been with us for a while. I met her in New York
Is
a couple
that,
of times.
yeah, is that if it's who I'm thinking of, yeah, I met her
You
too in
you
New
might
York. She was great.
yeah. No, you definitely did. You definitely did because we had two meetups. She's
Yeah.
been to both. And we had more
Okay.
meetups. The two she's been, I think you were in already. So you did meet her. A longtime member of ours, man, and she's just crushing it here. So good to see that. Good to see that. She's in chat there,
Nice.
doing her thing. Still got some
Nice. Very
shares.
nice.
See if it continues. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, friends. Double bottom on AMD. We are almost getting to that time frame. I don't know if I would consider this a double bottom though. What time frame are you looking at? 5, 1, maybe, maybe, maybe. But again, I'm not a great reversal trader, so. But maybe. Trading pennies. Yes, Bookmap. It is. Bookmap is easier to read. Has the same information. What I like about Bookmap, I don't use it, but what I like about it, looking from Brian's screen. By the way, Brian is sharing his screens here, and that's going to be part of Trading Terminal in the future. Something very similar to it. So stick around for that. It's the history, right? Like you can see where the history was. Like level 2 can give you the same information. It's a little bit easier to read when you've been doing it for so long. But it doesn't give you the histogram that you can kind of see where you had action before, where you had a battle between buyers and sellers, supply and demand. So that's really, really good when it comes to Bookmap. So Trading Terminal is working on something very similar, which should be coming close to the end of the year. Can't wait to see it. So if you guys liked it, if that's helpful for you, definitely stay tuned to that. But again, I don't use it much because I don't. It's not a big. In 2 months, Andrew says. Okay, 2 months. Wow, well before the end of the year. So in 2 months, I wonder. Did you pick the name yet? What are you going with? I know you're asking. It's a heat map. How are you gonna go with? What name you gonna do? But yeah,
I think you should go like completely, sort of. There's all these names sound alike, right? They're book map or heat map or,
Yeah.
price chart or. I think you should go like I wait for call it Thelma, Martha.
No,
Just
no.
just just a name. Just give it a name. This
Hold on.
is
How do we disconnect? Can
yeah.
I mute you here? How do we mute you here? Okay, Peter's muted. Um, I'm gonna
No,
mute you here. No, no. I think you gotta go. I like order. He put order map on here. I like order map because if you put Thelma,
Fred. Yeah, call it Fred.
it'll be good for us. It'll be funny. But
Bubbles. Call it
no,
Bubbles. There you go.
no,
Just Bubbles. Yeah.
no. You gotta call something everybody knows. I think it'll be good.
So
I think it'll be
I
good.
used to work in tech, right? I worked for Nortel Networks back when it existed. I've told this story
Hmm.
before, but real quick, we had acronyms for everything, right? And everything was an acronym. And we had a tool that was like our big data management tool in the company that was called Edna. And everybody thought
Hmm.
Edna, EDNA. It has to be an acronym for something. And people were making up an acronym because it's the big
Making up stuff.
database, right?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
like that kept all of our information. And it turns out, anyways, the story was Edna was not, it looked like an acronym. It is not an acronym. It was actually named after the woman who worked in the cafeteria of the main office or the main campus because Edna could remember everybody's
Hey
order.
guys, how are you guys
Like
doing?
she'd see thousands of people a
Good,
day
good,
and she
Andrew. How are
remembered
you?
what everybody ordered, even if you hadn't been there for weeks. So they actually
Yeah.
named the tool after the woman who worked in the cafeteria, Edna, and it threw
Yeah, but
everybody
then
off. So
only the
that's why I
people that
think we
know
should
the.
go with Bookmap.
Hey guys,
Uh, oh, we got
right
an echo.
now. Sorry, using
Okay. No,
Tesla's
I
doing
like
great.
order
Peter,
map.
how are you doing?
No, I don't know. I think I think what's Andrew's mom's name? Let's name it after her mom. His mom. Just
Stay away
that's
from
what
my.
you
What
should call it.
are you guys talking about? Tesla, guys, Tesla is breaking the high of the day, and I'm not in there. It was a really amazing 920 trade. What are you talking about?
Oh, wow.
Wow. What a
Yeah, look at that. Tesla
good
did
move.
break to a high day. They're pretty
Break
quickly
Wow.
high of the
too.
day. You
You
guys,
Yeah,
you were
I
looking
think
for a
I
name for your Bookmap like tool, Andrew, and I said instead of naming it one of these names that just sounds like every other name, just name it after like just give it a name, like Thelma or
no, it has to be a nice name, like order map. Order map isn't. I was thinking of order map.
well, name it after your mother. That's a nice name.
So, guys,
so
this let me quickly recap what we did. And we're gonna give 5 free audiobook giveaway today to all the members of Lambo and Garbage Truck to the at 8 o'clock. But where is my pen? Let me find my pen first. Epic pen.
crazy.
Oh, yeah.
That move on Tesla was amazing.
So I did a 920 trade on Tesla, but unfortunately I got out of it too early, even though I should have still staying there. 920 is a strategy that is actually my new book. I'm going to go explain in detail. There's also in the basic strategies that we have, even the $1 people can actually watch those videos, is you're looking for a stock that is very strong going up, and then you have 9 moving average, 20 moving average, a pullback on the 20 moving average on 2-minute chart. And this is important. This is only on 2-minute chart. Could be a good buy, a stop loss below that, and you hold it for the first target, which is 9. The second target is the high of the day. And as you see, that did exactly the same thing. But unfortunately, I got out of it because I don't know, I was having a really good day on NVDL. I really didn't want to lose any more money. So I got stopped out at a small loss in that. But the day trade of the day for me was another favorite strategy that I have. It's called 5-minute bullish engulfing. And again, in the new book, I explain in detail what are the criteria, entries, exits, all of the considerations. So this is what we call the bullish engulfing crack. This is a very powerful pattern. It doesn't happen very often, but when it does, I really taking it very heavy. So as you see, this is, essentially shorts are trying to short and then suddenly they get squeezed, buyers jump in. Now shorts have to cover. So that usually follows by a very big squeeze up. And that was the trade that I did. So if you go to 1 minute, so this is the area that, again, a perfect entry around here because the bullish engulfing on 5 minutes is forming. And then you can go and you can actually add on the way up as well. I did trade it on NVDL, which is the 2 times leverage. So again, if I switch, switch from this to that, look at that, quickly do same chart. It's only more volatile. So we did it yesterday as well. So I went long here because I didn't catch it. Brian, catch it a little bit earlier. So we have been a better entry here, stop loss over here, and then boom, really nice pop. I added more for the another pop, but I got stopped out. A better ad would have been probably somewhere around here. And that's it. That was a great trading day for me. I think Brian, I mean, again, I missed about 10 minutes at the open. Brian had a better trading day.
Yeah, I had a good day. It was we were looking at I was looking at TTD because it was gapping down on those earnings that it had last night. And again, don't usually do this, but I took a short um, in the pre-market on it, and it did the same thing that I can't even remember what I traded yesterday now, but did the same thing. It just dropped immediately right at the open, didn't pop up. So I just had a smaller position, a starter position on TTD, because I usually look for a pop up at the open, but we just didn't get it. So um, got that nice drop on TTD, and then saw Tesla breaking out, and we traded that one with um, 325 calls to the long side and in a 240, and just uh, kept partialing out there up to $4. So it was a really nice one. Nice trade on Tesla and
Tesla was
using calls,
amazing.
and yeah, same with Nvidia. Got a nice move on Nvidia. Nvidia actually dipped into the red there for a minute, dipped its toe in to the red about 5 minutes in, and then it started to come back up. I was watching it, and as soon as it broke through the VWAP and started to continue up, took a long on it as well. So yeah, pretty decent day overall. Lots of green on the screen. I was mentioning Amazon's the only mag stock that's struggling here.
Yeah, Google was really nice too. Some of our traders traded Google very nicely in the chat room. Is AMD doing engulfing right now? So let me check it out. So yes, AMD is doing engulfing, but the problem here is when the day goes toward the midday, the candlesticks are becoming smaller and become choppy. So yes, this is an engulfing, but is not a tradable engulfing. Now compare this size of these two candlestick. This is a very good example with the size of these two candlestick right at the open. Which one do you think is more, trustable in terms of squeeze after? This one, because it's just much bigger. Even this one, look at this. This one is also an engulfing. The buyers will try to just continue to make highs, and then suddenly sellers and short sellers came in, and then you see after that you have a, kind of move to account. But as your day goes through the midday, obviously the size of the candlesticks becomes smaller, and obviously everything becomes some sort of an engulfing. Am I going to trade this to the long side? Not really, because it's just, it enters a choppy environment. So you want this bullish engulfing really in the first 20 minutes. And it's exactly explained with a lot of really good samples in the new book that we are going to actually give away as audiobook today. The audiobook is out. So every day we want to do 5 audiobooks for free to anyone who is part of the Lambo and Garbage Truck group that Carlos created that, because I have about 40 things. Not now, but we are doing it later. Carlos, let's do it toward the 8 o'clock. So if you want to join.
Yeah, I just want them to do the hashtag now so you get in there, but we won't do the drawing until later, correct?
So it becomes a little bit, we don't want to be too distracting. This is a blue light. Yeah, this is a blue light. So for me, because I work a lot behind the computer, I have really, really good screens, like 32-inch Dell Curve gaming ones, but still, it helps a lot on that. I also have the black ones too. Which one do I have? This one for that one. Yeah, Kindle is supported in Canada. My books are available in Kindle in all formats. Nice. So the new book came on Amazon. And again, guys, thank you so much for all of your support. Really appreciate that. I can't wait to hear and read your honest feedbacks on Amazon. The link is here. No need for hashtag, guys. Just one time is good enough. And that's it. Any question, guys, from chat room or from the community for the trades that Brian and I did? No. See how AMD is dropping now, becoming another engulfing. See, that's how at this time of the day, nothing really is trustable.
Yeah, it's much more difficult to predict moves unless you're in a good trend trade.
Robinhood was amazing. I don't know if guys, did you read my newsletter yesterday? I talked about the impact of retail trading, and what's going to happen is, Robinhood is a perfect example of the sentiment of traders towards retail trading. When Robinhood is making all-time high, it means that the sentiment overall for retail trading is really high. So it means that what's Robinhood PE ratio right now? Let's go to trading terminal.
Oh, it's unbelievable. I think it's like over 100.
PE ratio as of yesterday was 56, which is crazy. So
I'm thinking of something else probably.
LTR is probably over. So that means that
Yeah.
the average of S&P 500 is 25. So this one is trading 2 times more than S&P 500 companies. It means that investors are really believing in Robinhood as the flagship company for retail trading. So I think again, I explained this letter yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, when you get a really super high PE, it means that that the market is pricing in a lot of growth because you don't get that high price to earnings unless investors are seeing a lot of growth potential in their earnings. Even their forward PE, which is sort of the expected earnings going forward, is 65. It's even higher than the existing because usually it's the other way around. The current PE is usually higher than the forward PE because again, people are anticipating earnings growth, which brings the ratio down.
Yeah. So if you go to trading terminal, you have the data here. So the PE, if you is 56.46 right now. I think it's updated every day. So this should be as of yesterday.
Yeah, the PE on PLTR is 622. Shows how
That's
really
crazy.
just
That is crazy.
insane. Yeah, and even the forward PE is 224. See, this is more typical. You see a lower PE with investors expecting earnings growth. But even with that earnings growth, still 225 PE is just out there for sure.
Yeah, and that's another thing is that you just by having a high PE, is it shortable? No, absolutely not. Shorting on the long term, I mean, day trading shorting is a different story. But if you go short PLTR because you think it's overvalued, that's a recipe for blowing up your account.
Yeah.
Let this short selling on the long term, leave it to Wall Street, those hedge funds, because you have to properly hedge yourself and everything. It's just something because overvalued doesn't mean that it cannot go higher. Market can stay way more irrational than you stay liquid.
Yeah. It's a famous saying. The market can be wrong longer than you can stay liquid.
Yeah, Luis, I think the retail trading is really like deregulation, like getting out of PDT also helps a lot. Plus, I do really believe that white collar jobs are going to get under a lot of pressure, is already pressured by AI, and a lot of people are looking at financial market to come make a new career and supplement their income. Again, when the US moved from manufacturing to a service-based company, it was amazing. It was really good. You didn't need to have, pollution or environmental disaster or anything. Service was amazing. But with the AI now, things are shifting. Maybe you need to do more manufacturing and less rely on jobs that are being replaced by AI. Like AI increases the productivity a lot. Like a lot of these financial analysts, for example, you have to go through all of these, filings and numbers and everything and create report. You can just put it into the AI now, very fast. You can get results. They create the spreadsheets for you. They create the, all those reports for you. So increases the productivity. A company that used to hire 10 analysts, now maybe you can hire just 2 because, same work can be delivered. It won't be 100% replacing people yet, but definitely increases the productivity. So that's why I highly recommend guys learn, practice, risk-free. You can practice essentially with the funded account next week. Risk-free, you can trade and see if you're a trader or not, and then you can save your money, keep your money as an investment in some index fund or something, and then just be ready. Yeah, so someone in the chat room is asking about this. Watching so many things is overwhelming. Absolutely. I personally watch, I have only 4 screens. Like I have SPY and Qs looking at the overall market. 1, 2, 3, 4, stocks at the same time. More than that is really confusing. For me, it's really confusing too. So it's good to select a couple of them. Usually the first few minutes, you kind of know which one that you like more. Volume is better, order flow is better. Or if you're using trading terminal, a scanner, just, you're going to find your favorite scanner and you can just trade based on that, whatever that you like.
Yeah, the 920 trade is really it starts out with a trend, so you have to have an established trend. Could be either up or down, and you have the 9 and the 20 EMAs following that trend, and usually after 10 o'clock, you'll get a point where the stock will either it'll stop going up or it'll stop going down. It goes through the 9 EMA, and then the strategy is to go long at the 20, and the 20 is always going to be lagging, so it's going to be lower. So you take the long when it hits back at the 20, and then you play the bounce off the 20, and you keep a tight stop. Obviously, if it loses the 20, then you got to get out. But generally speaking, you get a nice bounce off the 20 EMA. So my strategy usually is to take partials when it gets back up to the 9, and then hold to see if we get back to high of day. Take another partial, and then hold to see if it breaks out to a new high, and just ride the rest higher.
Brian, it would have been such an amazing 920 trade if you stayed in that. Look at this 920.
I know. I know it really did hold at 20.
All right, guys, Carlos has some new rules for the draw. We're going to do almost daily draw for the members of Lambo and Garbage Truck. And you can either get 1-year membership or 50% discount or boot camp. But as a token of appreciation, we're going to do this plus, Thailand's free Thailand. And we're going to actually have a lot of, free books that I'm going to send it to people. So make sure that join the Lambo and Garbage Truck for YouTube, which is really fun way of engaging with the community.
Yeah, Tesla is an example of a 920. If you look at it on a 2-minute chart this morning, it pulled back to the 20 just right around 1010. It's funny, this 1010 time frame is almost, a lot of the 920s happen right around 1010. Don't ask me why, but that's what they do. So popped up, pulled back, went through the 9, dropped to the 20. This still happened that the VWAP was there too, which is even better. When you get a bounce, when you get a VWAP that roughly the same location as the 20, it's even better because VWAP bounces are quite often good trades as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you get kind of a double support there.
It was a great trade, actually. I don't know why it chickened out. Because maybe I had a good day, but it was, I was really setting up for a very nice 920 on Tesla. And kind of hate myself for it. So yeah, if you want to get to the Lambo and garbage truck, that's how you join. Here it is. I'll post it into the chat room. There you go. Yeah, Carlos is sharing. You can just go into the YouTube and then click on join. So we're gonna do a lot of draw on that. So the membership, the weekly membership is gonna be only from those guys. We do once a month membership for the non-members. So the people who are member actually have a much higher chance of getting a membership, or 50% discount on the bootcamp, or free annual retreats that we do, like free Thailand. We're gonna come 2 with a partner for the members of club. And if we do, again, another TEDx or live trading summit, gonna be free VIP. So from now on until the end of next week, I think for the next 2 weeks, every day at 8 11 a.m., 8 my time, we're gonna do 5 draw for 5 of our members in the garbage truck to get free ebook of my books, the new book, and if they want the other books I have also as well.
Lambo and garbage truck.
Yeah, I don't know who came up with that now. I think Carlos and Peter did.
Yeah, we did. It's a lot of good history on that. We like it. And like I said, it's a fun way to engage with the community. It is.
Yeah, guys, you remember when I started trading, obviously I was broke. Like Peter, knew that. Brian, he knew I was broke. And then one of the office that I had, it was just garbage truck, until that last year I eventually got my own Lambo. So that's the evolution of, if I continue doing this, might do a private jet, huh? What's this next after Lambo is a private jet?
Yeah, G6, G7, whatever is out there.
One of our traders actually in Vancouver came to me this year and he said, Andrew, you should buy a private jet. I said, dude, I don't have that much money. He said, no, I'm actually in this industry, in this business, and I can help you get something really cheap. He was actually, having private jet himself. So that was really interesting. And I said, dude, like my net worth is like $15 million. Like I don't think I can, for jet, you need to have at least 50 million or something.
Carlos, whatever happened to that video you used to play with you and Peter in the garbage truck coming around the corner on fire?
Oh, of course.
Haven't seen that one for a while.
No, we still have it.
Brian has a private jet license. Not the private jet. It has a license for
CPL?
flight. But I was thinking of getting a helicopter license. I think a helicopter for me would be probably more.
Really? Those are difficult. Those are difficult, Andrew. Yeah, you would like that. Those are sir, harder than a plane for sure. 100%. Yeah.
More dangerous, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, man. But hey, if you love it, man,
they're
go
more
for
versatile. Like if I had a helicopter, and they're not that expensive. Like you can have $1 million in a helicopter. I mean, second hand. And then if you have it like in BC, for example, you can just fly to your villa in Whistler, ski there, come back, and locally you can go into the mountains and that kind of things. The private jets, you need to have a lot of corporate trips in North America because you can't have the private jet for transatlantic flights. They're pretty expensive. But North America, if you fly a lot, like Elon Musk constantly from Texas, California, he travels also. He needs something like that. But I don't travel that much in North America.
Yeah.
But locally, by helicopter, I can go a lot of cool places.
Helicopter is better for short hops.
Oh yeah.
That's why I think these, like Joby and Archer and Vertical Aerospace, they're all these companies that are developing these short hop planes. Are you're going to in 5 years you're going to see all these. It's going to be like what was that one Blade Runner where all these planes are little aircraft are all flying down the streets? I think you're going to see a lot more of that in 5 years.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. So let's do this. Let's do 5. I know Nathan is ready. So you don't want to hold Nathan and Gary. It was very nice to cover for me for the open. So this is only for the members of Lamb One Garbage Truck. We're gonna give 5 giveaway. Remember, remove your name, and then that's it.
All right, here we go. So the first one.
This first one, hashtag BBT, guys.
Wait, she won. Didn't she win last time?
Yeah, she won last time. But is it
yeah.
Is your system works properly?
Yeah, hold on. Let's do it again. I want to be sure we're doing this correctly.
Wow, Sahar's on a roll. She should go out and buy some lottery.
She should play the lotto. All right, so who we are?
No,
channel members. Channel members.
I think that's a bug.
Yeah, unique winners. Chat announcements. So here are the settings and 1 and 1. Okay, good. Hashtag BBT. We'll start it.
Hashtag
okay,
BBT,
here we go.
guys.
All right, let's
only members, guys. Only members of Garbage Truck.
Yep. This maybe Sahar. Maybe she bugged the system.
Maybe she hacked the system.
She hacked us.
She hacked into us.
All right, go.
All right, here's one. Moscow Mule. I seen you in chat.
Moscow Mule won.
Nice. Reroll winner. Another one. Mehdi. Guys, remember, so you can email Andrew. We'll have it.
Mehdi Ahmadi. Nice.
Yes. Here
remember
we go.
that.
Oh, Umar.
Saeed.
Nice. It's always
Omar.
active.
Good trade.
Junaid Askar.
Nice.
All right. I think we need one more, right?
Yeah, 5.
Yep, one more. Here it is. Demi's always active in chat. Look at you.
Awesome.
Congrats.
So email Carlos, guys. Carlos, give them
email me.
Free code for the audiobook of my new book. And we have 40 more codes free book for next week. So every day at 11, we're going to do 5 codes. Plus the free membership would be only for the members of the Lamb One Garbage Truck. For the non-members, we do once a month.
Awesome.
All right. Handing it over to Mr. Nathan. Nathan, I have some really good news. The order map is coming. We're going to probably call it order map. And Nathan is going to be the master of that. He decided to lead that program for us, create maybe, a smaller community within community for that. And I'm super excited. He's actually is very well knowledgeable about Bookmap and order flow and everything. He's done some presentation for Bookmap company itself. Plus, he's really won awards from them or something. Like, it's great.
I just did one for a trading association out in San Francisco too on Tuesday.
There you go. There you go. So, guys, you're in the retreat. So learn from master. All right, guys. Ciao, ciao.
Congratulations. Congratulations, Nathan.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Appreciate that, man. So how you guys doing today?
You're the man.
Center myself with my camera. Let's see. So how many of you guys in here use Bookmap or some sort of like visual price action order flow? Just to get an idea on how many in here you do. Hey, Trader Alex, how are you? Matthew, Sahar.
Nathan, I don't know how you get the colors on your screen like that. They are so vivid. Mine are
Those are
so dull.
my special settings. I know we got together. I think that was a few years ago, right? That we got together and
Yeah.
cleaned up your chart a little bit. But yeah, this is through hours and hours of testing and going through things. So, this is one thing I'll be
Yeah.
teaching everybody
Perfect.
how to
Yeah.
change your settings and
Looking forward to
get it
having
cleaned
Trading
up.
Terminal. Yeah. All right.
Let's see. I'm seeing how many of you guys do use Bookmaps so we can get an idea. Or how many, let's see, Gukak, the Bookmap is a visual order book and price flow chart. It's a software. How I look at it, everybody is pretty familiar with your candlestick charts, your level 2, and your time and sales. Bookmap combines all three of those into a visual platform. And most importantly, the biggest feature with Bookmap is the historical heat map and price action. So you have your history of how your orders were flowing, how they were placed on the book. Easier to get an idea if you've got a bearish or bullish book and finding support, like stacking, reading absorptions like this area here and this area up here. And it just provides you with mostly the history, the biggest part, but also the live action order flow. And with the data that Bookmap provides, it's the best data you can get for the market. And you can see all the orders. Instead of looking at a really small space on a level 2, you get as much as the book as you want. I mean, you can zoom out almost as far as you want and see, where orders are being placed. And we've got a large order right here that really wouldn't show up on a level 2, or even on futures, it's hard to even get a level 2 and a DOM with all of the orders on the book. But Bookmap's one of the few companies that do offer that. Day one, you see balls and bubbles. Yeah, we had a question last week about how I changed the colors of my balls. So, if you guys weren't here for that, you can go in here to the configuration study and get into your volume dots and change your settings there. And then if you have the full software, you can go into settings, color settings, and if you want blue balls, you can just go in here and select blue. There you go. So a lot of people find, the red and green just a little too much, too distracting. I like it, but you can go in here and change the colors of your balls if you want. Let's see. Toby, use Bookmap. Tony, awesome. So how do you guys like it? Just to get a roundup of what you guys think about it. Because a lot of times talking to most traders, they get intimidated by it. It's just a lot of information on one screen, and then determining what's important for you and what you need to look at. I tell a lot of people, just get used to the book and reading the order book, finding if it's bearish or bullish. We can see right here. So the heat map settings up here go from hot, so red, orange, yellow, to cold, white, and blue. And you think of the hotter colors, your red through yellow, as your large orders on the book. So your hot areas of interest is an easy way to identify that. And then your colder areas of interest are, down here with your white and blue. So you got to understand, market makers, the way they make money is by transactions. It's a business for them, serving customers, getting transactions. So the larger the orders and larger the block of orders and where the orders are, that's really intention of where they want to go, because that's where they're going to make the most money. You can see we've got a pretty strong bullish book still here on NQ and MNQ. we didn't have much down here at the bottom. So as we faded back off, there wasn't really much to go to, and these orders stayed on. So now we're lifting price. But also, you know, if you think about it, these limit orders here on the book, these are our passive participants. And then these volume dots here, these are our aggressive participants. These are the market orders that occur at those limit orders. And you can see, you know, red dots mean that we had more selling, you know, within that time frame, the aggregated data. The green dots mean we had more buying. So we need this. We need these aggressive market participants to interact with these levels of liquidity, these orders on the book, in order to move the market. And sometimes that's why you can get a bullish book like this, still orders higher, but you don't get the participation coming in once you get to that level. And then you start to fade off and see some selling. And then eventually, like kind of this area of consolidation right through here. Get in back to that, we found our buyer again. So our buyer comes in off that level, and we get that buyer again. So, you know, kind of what you'd expect. You know, this is a very strong trending day, and we're getting that continuation off here with a lot of nice buying. So, Ravi, life gives you enough blue balls already. We're gonna get kicked off YouTube. Let's see. Matthew, Nathan, the order book coming on trading terminal will be the same as bookmap and includes futures. I don't know all of the exact details yet. It's essentially going to be a from scratch order book and order flow, but it's going to give you the visual data. And since Andrews now has these connections and with a lot of market makers and people who dispense out the data, he's using that to its full advantage to get the absolute most out of it. So I'm excited. I haven't even seen it yet, kind of what's being developed and going on. So I'm actually really excited to get into it and start seeing, and then presenting it to you guys, and then teaching you how to use it and getting you in this, because I believe this is one of the best edges you can have in the market. Once you get comfortable with the system, learning how to read things, I mean, you can't beat it. Let's see. Learning 101, you do not understand it fully. So there is, and I teach a Monday webinar in BBT behind the paywall at noon, and I go through live markets with Bookmap. You know, I call it trading with Bookmap, and traders come in and just listen to me talk and ask questions, and we get them familiar with it. What we're starting to do, starting next week, the digital version of Bookmap is free. You can go and download that digital version, and you get access to crypto for free, live crypto data. And so we're going to start in those classes, we're going to start doing just live analysis and going through how to set up the charts and how to get it to look how you want and how to read it so you have it there in front of you. And we're going to start doing it on that Bitcoin because it's free. So if you guys want to do that in here, go download that digital version. And then we can, you know, even go into the BBT website. They have their own link. And go in there, download that digital version, and then we can start talking live. And I can start teaching you guys live on here. We'll just go through Bitcoin kind of and just start to read the price action and go through what's going on. You know, especially price action events like this absorption. That's really where you need to start and paying attention to price action first, because really everything builds off of absorption. And so once you start to understand that a little bit, and then a little bit more things in price action, it'll all start to come together and you'll start to understand what's going on. You know, see here, we're fading back off this level. We just couldn't get the participation. You know, we've got an algorithm moving up here, you know, throwing some orders in there. Looks like some of them getting filled. Not really much, but we lost that participation getting up into this area. It looks like it might be a little bit of exhaustion back into this area. So we're going to fade back lower, see if we can find this buyer again, and then get that participation to try to run up to these orders, because it really looks like it's wanting to try to get up here and go run a little bit higher. Although I'm looking on trace for spot damage trace, and we are starting to lose some structure to the top side there. and building some to the downside. I think I'm going to kind of be upset I missed this trade right there. I was thinking about trying to take this entry, but I'd get a little too distracted if I was trying to take this trade in here and talking to you guys. Let's see. James, I use it when, so Bookmap is my main resource for entries and trade executions and trade management. I set my price levels during the day, and then I play Camarilla pivots, I play Thor's system, and when it hits my price level or gets to my area, you can see I've got this alert set up here for NQ. We didn't quite get to it. You know, I have another one down here, maybe for continuation if it can get down here, and I'll read the price action. But I had this alert, we just missed it. But that was kind of where I was looking to take my entry rather than right off the cam. I like this spot. So the alert goes off, and then I start looking at the 1 minute chart. The 1 minute chart is where I start first, looking at structure. This is the structure of the candles and also price action. And then I move to Bookmap to look for specific things, footprints of algorithms, because we're trying to trade this Camarilla pivot algorithm and take advantage of it, and looking for specific things like a V-type reversal. This is decent. This is just a pullback though. This isn't really anything aggressive. We're just having a hard time finding buyers and get that participation in. But you know, that's fine. Didn't really get it too much here, but this is kind of what I'm looking for. Let's see, is that 40? Is that 40? Yeah. So these are the footprints I'm looking for. On the break of new lows, I'm looking for that displacement on the candle, but also action like this. You can see how aggressive this seller started to come in. So this isn't just a fade and a push off. This is most likely that algorithm off of that cam. And this is the kind of footprint that they leave. You can see on some of these other ones, not quite as aggressive and strong, but that one really starts to stand out. And these are the kind of things I look for on Bookmap, and then a retest back up into that level. And that's what we got right there. I wanted this up here. If we would have ticked into this area, I would have been more than happy to try to take this trade, but I really wanted it. I really wanted it up here. But that's the kind of price action I look for. And it's on the break of these lows, of these swing lows, and you get that big push down, and then we can't cup up, make a lower high, big push down. But that's exactly what I would look for. That's really nice. And a lot of times you'll see it run right into the cam and immediately reject down and be very, very aggressive. That I would like the book structure to build a little bit more on this. But let's see what happens if it gets back up here. Be interesting if it gets back up into this area. Anyone? Oh yeah, Toss Bookmap. Toss Bookmap's great. It's a great place to start if you're just wanting to get into it. It's an amazing deal. So if you live in the US and you want to go open up a Schwab account, you can get Bookmap and data and everything for $40 a month. That's a great deal. You how to get multiple charts like Thor. So with the Toss version, go into the detach tab. You know, it'll have like the little hamburger over off to the right side, just above the chart. If you go in there and detach that, then you can get detached windows in Toss. You just have to detach them off and put them on another screen or put them in another area. And then you can go in there and start changing the ticker that's in there. As long as you don't have the same color code still in there, it'll switch to a different ticker, but that's how you can get multiple charts. Let's see. VV, the digital version is the free version on Bookmap. So if you go to the website, go to bearbulltraders.com. If you go into the links in this part, the partnerships area, there'll be a link in there. Click on that, and then you'll sign up. Signing up's free; it doesn't cost you anything. And then you'll have the opportunity to go in there and download the digital version, which gives you free live crypto data. And then you can work with it and just try to get used to it, match it up with some charts, and come in here on Mondays and Fridays, and we'll talk about it and go through everything. Let's see. Oh, Christine, I don't know if you just heard me, but go to the Bearable Traders. Actually, let me see. Let me go in here. Let me just put the link in here. It'll be a lot easier. Sign in. Sorry, give me just a second. You know the silence isn't good, but I'll just make it easier for you guys. Here we go. Oh, it's actually, theirs is just a sign up upgrade. Hold on. Let me get to something else. There's info on my course that I've been working on. So I actually have a course coming out soon on Trading Terminal that you guys will get to see soon. So I'm pretty excited about that. It should be done this weekend. But here's a link that you can use. I'll have to talk to Andrew about the Bearable Traders link. It wasn't working, and they would send it to the right place. So, but you can use that link, and then you'll go in there. If you already have an account, just log in, and then you can go in and download the digital version. If not, you'll just fill out the form, and again, it's free. And on there, you can just select the digital version. Let's see. Trader 77, you're gonna get me started again. Can you tell us signs of directional shift if the book? Let's see. Yasim, can you tell us what are the signs of directional shift in the market through Bookmap? Absolutely. So let me see if we have something better going on in MES. MES is always good at showing book shifts, but we've got some right here. So the biggest thing when you're looking at directional change and just wanting to get in a bias and understand the intention of where we might be going, especially on a strong day like today, looking at the hot areas on the order book and on the heat map. This order block up here, that's big. I mean, there's a lot of orders up here. So there's a lot of potential for the market makers to make money if they can get price up into here. And that's if. They need the participation from the market, from people like us. I mean, this goes for stocks and ETFs and futures. They still need the participation from the market. So they still need people to come in and buy in through these levels in order to make those exchanges. They really want somebody on the other side of that trade. So these sell orders here, these passive participants just patiently waiting for their sell orders, they need buyers to come in. I mean, you can go to a car lot, and just like this, there'd be a ton of cars out there on the lot, but you need the buyers. So you can't move the cars and you can't bring in more cars unless you're selling the ones that you have. So you need the buyers to come in. That's the only way that you're going to get that. So right now, we're dying off on volume a little bit. So we're really struggling just to find any buyers in this area. Not necessarily a large seller or anybody coming in. This is just more a lack of participation, a lack of participation from the aggressive participants, which are the ones that provide these market orders to fill into these limit orders. So we're really just lacking kind of that participation, and we're fading. So we're fading back down. We can't find any buyers up here. So we're fading back down. We're trying to get into these swing low areas and find those buyers. So we're jigging. Thor talked a lot about we're jigging. So we're kind of jigging for that buyer, and then to get the participation, mostly from the retail traders like us to get us into the market. And then you have things like this that you can look. So the book shift on here isn't that great, but book shifts underneath trends are good. Once you have your market orders, these are algorithms. This is a bracketing algorithm that runs around runs around the futures, mostly ES and NQ, but it can mask some of the orders and price. I've gotten used to it on there. So I've gotten used to just reading it. It really doesn't bother me, but let's see. I'm trying to see. I can't really even find a good book shift. Oh, here's one. This is a pretty decent one. And yes. So you can see here on a strong trend with a lot of buying, how large these bubbles are. Let's see if we can get these smaller orders out of the way. And as we're structuring up and we're starting to break new highs, some of these orders get moved up the book closer to price. That starts to institute a book shift, and it'll go on both sides. And some of this is an algorithm in there, but some of it is also this aggressive buyer that's pulling these orders to help support price. Yeah, this one's definitely a little bit more of an algorithm. As you see, as we pull back down, the price gets pulled back down. So that's a little bit of that bracketing algo. But a lot of the times you'll see these shifts just continue. And on the break of every new high, the book will shift up underneath it. And as these orders, it starts to fade back into these orders, they should hold. And that buyer should come back in and buy more. So that's one of the things you can look for in a trend change, is whether or not, if these orders are starting getting pulled, that would be worrisome, because you would want these orders to hold if that was an aggressive buyer. Now we're kind of getting a little bit of a book flip on MES, with those orders kind of flipping over from the top side to the downside. If we start breaking these lows, we could hit some stops. Going a little bit of the stop run. That's a pretty aggressive sell-off. But it is. I mean, order flow, watching order flow, which Bookmap does the best, is the best way to watch for trends and trend continuations. And that's just watching a lot of times some of these smaller orders. I probably had too many on here. These smaller orders on the book and how they're positioning and coming up underneath price. A lot of times you'll even start to see them stack within this bracket. It almost becomes like a sponge. We got a little bit here. So it almost becomes like a sponge as price falls back down into these orders. Oh, see, we're void here, but we have it to the top side. So this would be looking a little bit bearish as this starts stacking in here, a little bit of void. So we don't quite have that protection and support until we get underneath this large order. But we have that stacking and pressure. You can kind of see how the orders are shifting and changing in right over the top price. So that's something, and this order starts to get a little bit bigger, provide resistance. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now we're getting some bullish action down here. And see how those orders start to come in and stack? That starts to get thicker and price is pushing up. Now you want to see these orders moving up and start shifting up the book underneath the price. And then we start getting large green bubbles and dots pushing up through this area because we have that resistance, but this looks like where we want to go. And now we're kind of getting those orders stacking. And as they start to stack and get thicker and price is pushing up, that lets you know we've got somebody there. See, now we're stacking more. We're getting orders pulled from lower and added higher. So this is looking more bullish now. We may have found that buyer putting in this nice trend right here. So we'll have to keep an eye on it. I still want it to get up here. So either up here or down here. Let's see. I'll catch up with all the questions. I think I'm a little bit behind. Hello, why? The like button. I don't know if Brian's still in here. Brian can come back on with me if you're still in here, Brian. For Canadians, you would have to get the full software. So you have a subscription for the software, and then you'll have to get subscription for the data. So for futures, bookmap data, it's not too bad. Like just a subscription for bookmap data. I think I pay like $79 a month, and I get all the exchanges. And then if you're trading stocks, you'll need to get the DX feed, and I believe for NASDAQ and Edge, that's like $120 a month. So you do have that, but this is the best data that you can get. Bookmap makes sure that they provide you with the best data you can get, so you have as much of the book as possible to look at. And if you look at a level 2, a lot of times, especially on stocks, you look at a level 2, and then you look at Bookmap's chart, the orders are completely different. Bookmap will show so many more, even areas where the stock shows 0 and that order's hidden, Bookmap will show the actual shares that are available there. CV, what are the scenarios in which Bookmap has been helpful in your trading? It's just learning how to read. I struggle to keep up with the level 2 and the fast moving level 2, but I was really good at reading charts and finding levels and reading time and sales. But I just couldn't track the level 2. So Thor started to use Bookmap in order to get a book on futures, because he started to trade futures a lot more. And once I saw him using that, like, it just opened my eyes, and I immediately went and just got the Schwab version, because I already had Schwab, and so I just downloaded the Thinkorswim. And to me, I was able to see everything that I was missing before, like the order book and reading the order book. And so for me, it was eye-opening. It completely changed my trading. And I find it fascinating. I mean, I really geek out on it, and looking at price action and looking at the order flow. I think it's just fantastic. I think it's fascinating. Even if I'm not in a trade, I gotta be careful, because I will get way too into just watching it all day and looking for things and learning things. And I do a lot of screen recording, which will cut down the learning curve for Bookmap for you a ton. Is do some screen recordings and go over some trades and just rewatch them. I go back and rewatch them in slow-mo. I go back and speed them up and rewatch them. And I just seeing things. Once you start to learn exactly what you're seeing, like starting with absorption, learning when to look for absorption, finding out what it looks like, and then finding out how to trade it, then everything else will just start from there. And then the heat map, with just understanding where the large orders are and where the intention is to go, that's a great place to start. And then you can really get into understanding price action, like stacking, order flow, order movement. Let's see, order shifts up the book, and knowing what those mean and how they can affect like your trade, or how they can help and support your trade. And it just, I don't know, I love it. I don't work really directly with the company. I'm part of their Bookmap Academy, and I work for Bear Traders, and my focus is on Bookmap, and I feel like I'm one of the top experts on it, on just reading it and reading the price action on it and understanding just exactly what's going on. So I scroll up and then it skips some for me. DB, how are you reading the current action in Bookmap? Looks like there's a top side ladder with 3-tiered orders. Move back to the top side for short term. To me, with this price action, how strong it's been today, yeah, it seems to me like this is where we want to get. These are where all the orders are. I mean, we're kind of devoid of orders to the downside. We're starting to get some structure. This needs to fill in more. But really, we have this large order block up here. And that's where we've been headed all day. We broke through this large order block, and you can see how aggressive that buying got. But that's what we're going to need, this and this type of buying to get through here. And you can see we're just not getting it. We're just getting into this area, and it doesn't even really look like we have a strong seller at that area. It just looks like we're just not getting the same participation. And we're getting close to lunch, so a lot of people are checking out. And it may be after lunch before we do. We may just chop around in this area, and trying to trade in this choppy area. This is the stuff that'll kill your account and your profits. We need to get out of this consolidation area and break over, come back, retest, and break out. Or if we get in here and I start to see some strong selling coming back in here, that might be a good place to take the trade. Or I put this marker under here because it's out of this consolidation. And, maybe I'll look for a long there. Just start paying it a little bit more attention. It wouldn't be a cam play. This would just be a long scout. It'd be near R3. But if I'm starting to see some buying. The other issue, we've got to break at least underneath this low and possibly underneath this low, and then come back and retest and find a strong seller in that area. But yeah, stay out of this. Just stay out of this area altogether. Until we get out of one side, we come back and retest on low volume and then start to move on higher volume. That's kind of when you want to start to look at a trade through here. Oh, my link didn't post. Showing it on my side. Let's see. I'll try it one more time and see if it posted up. So, see, Brian, check out their website. DB, or do you read these orders as sellers stopping price action? I read this as as loss of participation from buyers. You know, we got back into this high. We had some strong buying there, but our volume overall is deviating. It's really dropping off, getting close to lunch, kind of what you would expect. But the volume dropping off overall, like not a ton. You know, here on this large candle, we got some volume, but that's because we hit some stops off this low. If we hit stops off this, we could go on a stop run. We could start to see some volatility because this buyer would need to come back in and then push through this low, and we could really start to hit a stop run. So what that would be is anybody buying in here that is bought in here, their stops are going to be at these lows. The market knows that. So, and once those are triggered, those become market orders. So those are going to be market sell orders. So you can really move through price quickly because you're triggering so many stops. So that participation, they're basically forcing it by stopping everybody out. So they're forcing that participation into the market by doing that. Yeah, Brian, it's been a lot of negative delta on ES all day. So that's a good reason why we've been squeezing up. We're getting into some big negative delta now and starting to lose that structure. I know you guys were here on Tuesday, and so this is kind of what we're talking about, you know, looking at the spot gamma heat map for trace, getting into this area. This would be some selling pressure if we start to break. You know, we had this interest in here, got some negative gamma in through this area. We could get into some positive gamma and possibly some buying support, but we're really getting into selling pressure if we start to move a lot lower. And then here's our gamma lens. So this red means negative gamma. If you remember from JT talking, that means more volatility. Price can move a lot faster through areas where we get the positive gamma. And this Britt calls blue, I call purple, is an area where we start to chop because the dealers are going to start moving against the market. Market buys are going to sell the hedge. Market sells are going to buy the hedge. But in this case, through this negative gamma, they're going to move with the market. So we won't have quite as much chop, more volatility. And then charm pressure this is a good time of day to look at charm pressure. We got a lot of nodes. I mean, this one looks pretty interesting down here, but this one looks even more interesting, this node up here. But yeah, I keep an eye on it just to kind of see what kind of waters we're in. Smooth waters, rough waters, upstream, downstream. So why did they show the orders and not hiding it? So there will be some orders hidden on Bookmap, but they just have more of the exchange data to give out because they pay a lot of money for it. And so they do get some level 3 data as well, especially on futures. You can get some level 3 data, which includes the stops. So you can actually have that liquidity of that stop area and what's there. You can get that. Okay, here's the stop run. Now it's speeding up. You see how we're just flowing, we're speeding into it. So there we hit a bunch of stops. You can tell by the volume we're getting. Now we're extending. So we break this low, this should happen again. So we're getting into stops. People are getting liquidated and stopping out right now at the moment. We have some stacking coming on right there, but this could get really ugly if we get here. And now I'm getting FOMO. We're not trying to get into this trade. ES set up nice too, but I didn't take that one either. So yeah, we're trying to hold here. Somebody's trying to come back in and buy off at this level, protect their position, but yeah, there's stops, and we're looking at the volume. That's how you can tell. We didn't have a ton of orders down there. We picked up volume because we started stopping people out. Let's see. Jesse, the algo is horrible on the ES. I know, and I know that Bookmap has. So here's a little bit of a book flip too. Bruce from Bookmap and I have different definitions for Bookmap, or for a book flip, by the way. This is just what I call it, just because that's what it looks like for me. You can see we hit this low, started stopping people out. We cleared that right up the same line of the book. We liquidated those, and now we're starting to build that structure lower. So this is what I would call a book flip. Our book now looks the same as it did to the upside, to the downside. Now we're starting to lose that bullish structure and starting to gain that sell side structure. But yeah, back to ES, the algo they do have is the Trader Map Lite, and it can help take up some of this bracketing algo. But for me, it also takes off some of the smaller orders on the book that I like to read for order flow. So I just got used to having it there and looking back on my chart and finding out where that liquidity was and where it held, and just kind of looking around the algo. I've just gotten pretty good at that. Now we're testing. Here it comes. Let's see. Then it liquidates some more. So if it's going to do it, we need to start seeing some big green bubbles like this, some big green dots, and we're not seeing those. So here we go. And this low, and then this low right here. There it is. So there's some stops. There's some liquidation. Let's see if this volume starts picking up now. So we would need a big institutional buyer to come in now to hold this price, because we're hitting stops. We're going on the stop run, and you can see, but look how small our green dots are compared to our red, because we're filling sell orders now. We're forcing participation into the market. So, yeah, I know, and Oscar, it was struggling with prior day high, and I did like that area, but there were some imbalances and fair value gaps up here in larger time frames. That's why I wanted it to get up there. I was wanting to see if we could get some exhaustion into that area, and that would have been beautiful. And then just for the move down. But yeah, I'm getting a little bit of FOMO by missing this one. But it really didn't come up and give me like that great of a test. So it didn't fit. It didn't fit perfectly for me, especially for the entry model. Let's see. Yeah. I scroll down once and then I lose all of it. Yeah. Robbie, is it $30 for the Schwab? Or you said you were using, they have their own. Oh, yeah, Bookmap Data has their own for stocks now, right? Instead of the DX feed. I was working with somebody Wednesday, and we were looking at some stocks, and they had the Bookmap Data for stocks, but it didn't have all the orders on there. I had a lot more orders on my book than they did. So, oh, and hey, Carlos, you still there?
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
Hey, how about we do here in a minute? How about we do a raffle or I think for a 1 hour free Bookmap session with me?
I like that. I like that. Give me 1 second. Let me set up, and I'll get the hashtag ready.
All right, appreciate it. Serifs, yeah, I'll help you out with the setting. Especially my course is going to have a whole section on settings and how to get it to look like this. This just cleans up the chart for me. And there's ways that you could go in here and mess with these settings to clear up the chart and get it to look exactly how you want. Just playing around with it, just spending some seat time with it and playing around with it. Oh, my voice quality isn't good. Sorry. I actually have a mic that I'm using, but it's an old mic. I need to get a new one. I need to get a really nice new mic, but I just have an old one that's been around for a while. It's probably older than some of you in here. Just kidding. Do you often express to fill the voids before hitting blocks? I would like to see it, and that's why I like using this top slider to bring in those smaller orders just to see, mostly for me, that's to see the structure between the large orders, if they're better to the downside or the top side. So as we start to fade in these smaller orders, so between the large orders, where are we structured better? And as I start to bring it in, I'm getting more voids to the top side now, and I'm getting orders filled in to the downside. So now we're looking pretty bearish on our structure, although these orders are staying on, which is good. So if we can get that buyer, I bet this order would come back on and we'd have that structure again. But now we're filling in very nicely to the downside because we're stopping everybody out. So their orders are being pulled. So you can tell that these buyers, not many of them are in the market anymore right now. So this is an area you would need to see a big buyer come back in and that structure start to form again on the book, because we lost it because they got stopped out. So where are they going to come back in again? Generally looking at the swing highs and swing lows, especially on the 5 and 15. That's kind of why I marked this area. That's right in a 5 and a 15 fair value gap. So we'll see what happens if it can get down there. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to be chopped for a while.
So I just set up hashtag bookmap. Let me just make sure. And yeah, there it is. Matthew, you're in. Okay, awesome. All right, and I included everybody on this one, Nathan. So all members, members and not, you're in. So
sweet.
Here, let's give it a second here. Make sure everybody gets in. Then we'll roll it out. Let me show you guys what it looks like. One sec.
Yeah, it's exciting. I wish I could meet you all and do one, but yeah, and we'll do anything you want. Do you want it to be setting up your chart to clean it up? If you want to do it, looking at some old videos of mine about absorption and price action. If you want to know about order structure and how to read it, we'll go through all of it. So
awesome. All right, great Friday, man. So many giveaways. The frenzy is on. All right, here we go. 31, and we'll give it 10 more seconds, then we'll roll it out. 33 entries so far.
Sweet. Okay, voice quality is good. All right, but yeah, I do need to get a new mic. That's
yeah, it's good. Once in a while, it will go in and out, sound a little staticky, but for the most part, 80% is good. So
okay.
It might be like when you turn your head to the side, like maybe if you're not talking directly into it, that's when you probably hear a little staticky, but it's not bad. It's not bad. All right, guys, 40 entry. Here we go. The winner is Hive Mine. You are the winner, my friend. Congrats. So, Nathan, how can they get in contact with you?
Nathan at bearbulltraders.com.
There you go. Congrats.
Yeah, send me that email and we'll schedule something to get together. We'll probably do it during live markets. That's just the easiest time to show things and go through things. So awesome. That's fun. I'm excited about that. I'll try to do more too. I got jealous. Thor was giving out one of his hours of mentorship. I was like, I need to do that too.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm a join as a member. I just want to win. I might give it away, but I just want to win.
I'd give you a free one, Carlos, if you want a free one.
There we go.
I know. I will admit, not too many of the BBT moderators are into bookmap, and I'm trying to change that. I want to change it. I want to get everybody used to it. But yeah. Do you need bookmap to trade? No, you don't. There's plenty of traders that do very well out there that don't use bookmap. So yeah, do you need it? No. Does it give you a great edge if you know how to use it and understand what you're looking at? Absolutely. So yeah, do you guys got any more questions or anything? Let me see if we can go through. The other thing I can do, if you guys want, we could go over some absorption videos. If you guys want to do that. I have a video that I was showing Monday in my webinar session. It was really good at looking at absorption and identifying absorption. All right, sweet. Okay. Phoenix, using level 2 and bookmap at the same time. I used to do it. I don't have it up as much anymore because when I had DAS, I liked it up just so I could see what everybody else was seeing, the orders that they were seeing, and know when a level was in play and it had orders, but it maybe not showing it on the level 2, because a lot of people do use level 2. I mean, a ton. I'd say most traders use a level 2, especially on stocks to trade. So I wanted to have an idea of what was going on there. But I got rid of DAS and got rid of the level 2, and I haven't missed it too much. But if you're used to reading the level 2 and you want to get an idea or make the learning curve a little quicker on Bookmap and have them side by side, I did that for a while. Went back and looked at, recordings too of the level 2 side by side with Bookmap, and I trended more towards just following what I saw on Bookmap versus the level 2, but I did use it for a while just to get an idea of what everybody else was seeing on the order book. Jesse, yes, it does help. Oh, I think, were you answering somebody if it helped? Will the upcoming order map, book map, and trading terminal look like that? I haven't seen it yet. So I am actually still waiting to see the finished product and see what it's going to look like. So truthfully, I don't even know what it looks like yet. Maybe Andrew can get a picture for us that I can share, and he can show everybody. BG, yeah, I do have my YouTube channel, and I have a bunch of videos on there. It's just my name, or just the name I use on here. Oh, I'm switching to something else. So it's NBS. So that's mine. That's my channel if you want to go on there. I have a ton. I don't have any on there where I do voiceover, but a lot of those trades in there, I have the description of the trade, and what was going on and everything that was happening. But you can go on there and watch, and I've got a ton of videos, especially on stocks, to go and look at, and you can see price action and the trades that I did around Camry. Let's see, we do some more questions, and then I'll bring up this video. Yeah, I don't have VWAP on this chart, but I actually have it up on another chart. It looks like, yeah, nice bounce on NQ right off VWAP. Got some nice absorption off of there. But let's bring up this video. So these are some clips of a trade on AMD that I took. I think this was in May, but it really gave a nice example of absorption. So now is it not wanting to play? Okay. So we're heading into R4, and I go long off of here. And as we're getting into the level, the volume starts to pick up. But really, I want you to pay attention to what happens. And the first time through this, look at the candle and the volume. This is how to read absorption. Halfway through this candle, we don't have a ton of volume. We look like we're going to be about like all the other candles that came in. But the algorithm hits. The Camarilla pivot that I was waiting for, the algorithm of this Camarilla pivot that I want to see, it hits. And you'll see this volume triple. And the candle, and once the volume starts picking up, price doesn't go anywhere. It just stays in this small area. And that's because that buyer is now absorbing all of that sell. They're just taking it on. Any shares that come through, they're just taking it on. So it's the first time I want you to see this. Look here on the chart and the volume. Right when we tick into the can. Boom, boom. That volume really starts picking up in that last half of that candle as this buyer starts to come in. And price is moving down. I mean, I can even see it in my peripheral, all the red hitting the tape, and they're just absorbing it. Price not going anywhere. This candle should have been extended down to here with that much volume. That's absorption. That's how you can read it off a chart. You know, if you're just sitting here watching the chart. Well, Bookmap shows it so much better. So I want you to watch it here. And if you like reading the tape, you gotta play. And if you like reading the tape, you're going to see a ton of red go through and then immediate hit with green. And the acceleration on that tape really starts to pick up. So we should really be moving now. With that acceleration, we should really be moving. We're not going anywhere. Price is just stuffed. This is absorption. This is how you look for it, and this is how you read it. It's about volume and movement. Specifically, no movement. Very little. That's absorption. So this buyer is now absorbing any selling that comes in, and any red that starts hitting the tape, that green automatically hits right after. Even if it's a lot of red, the green will come. And price doesn't go anywhere. Now we're not getting the green bubbles that I would want to see, but we're not going anywhere. We're not, even though we're continuing to get some large red bubbles and they're going to build here, we're just staying flat. I still read that as absorption. That buyer's just coming in and absorbing everything. So now I watch. I'm seeing the absorption I want, but I'm not quite seeing that V-shaped reaction. Really, when I'm looking for that is on new highs going long and new lows going short. So we break this high here on this 1 minute candle, but there was no extension. I'm getting buying, but I'm not getting extension. So I take my cursor over and I check the top of this high. I believe it was right at like 80. So there's the break of that high. That selling comes right in hard. So I'm not quite getting the price action for the aggressive buying that I want. So I wait. And now, okay, almost started a little bit. It looks like it wants to start, but I want to see a ton of green come through, price rise. So I watch the top here. I'm looking for that price to kick in and push. There it is. That's more of what I'm looking for. That break over that high, that green really hitting the tape, and now price is continuing to grind higher. Now we're getting that extension in, that volume's coming in. That's what I want to see. But that absorption was great. I mean, you can't really get much better example other than, you know, something on NVIDIA where price moves really fast. You can get a ton of absorption, especially Tesla. There's always a lot of absorption going on in Tesla and within big moves. So now I just kind of watch, and then I'm watching for this high, see what happens. I want to see a green come in. I want to see price go up. That price to really rise. And there, I take my entry. So I just hit the bid right there, I take my entry. And now there's kind of a little bit further into the trade. I think this is when it started. There we go. So this is more of what I want. This is what I like to see. We've got this large order here, but watch, that order got pulled. You're going to watch it. It's going to get pulled and it's going to go underneath. It's like they opened the door. So they bought really aggressively. They pulled the order and they put it back on right there to let price through, just to open the door, almost like a waving the flag in front of the bull. Now we're getting that absorption into here. Lots of green coming through. Any type of red comes through, green hits it immediately. But that's like, this is what I want to see. So the sellers aren't absorbing this. The buyers are pushing all the way through that order. So you're not getting what we saw here on the sell side or on the buy side, the absorption. You're not getting that on the sell side. And then I want price to keep extending. But here we go. So now we're getting aggressive. So, but this example here, that was a great example of absorption. And then see, we didn't get it here. You know, if our sellers were going to absorb this and keep prices lower, we would have seen that hit that order there and get stuck. It would have just stopped. And then red would have really started to hit the tape. So there. Now the red right into here, we should have a ton of red on the tape. And price shouldn't be going anywhere, but we're continuing to extend higher. So I'll show it. Let's go back to the buy side one more time. And I'll play it all the way through. So I just want you to watch it. I just want you to watch as price gets in here and what happens. And this is how using the tape can help a lot too. Pars is the best at this. He's the one who taught me how to do it. And I just put all of that into what I know about Bookmap. And this is just how it helps tremendously. Because I can see here in the tape, I can see right here, price is just getting stuff. And then I'm watching any red that comes through, especially dark red, which would be under the bid. That's really aggressive. They're really trying to push and clear the book. But all that's immediately met with green. And this is really the first skill I would suggest learning when learning Bookmap, is learning to read this absorption and this type of price action. And then you can get into stacking, a little bit of stacking here coming in. So let's see. I can catch up with the questions. I know we don't have a lot of time. So, is the tape on book available for Schwab version? I think when you use the tape on the Schwab version, you get Schwab's tape, which isn't the best, by the way. It's just it's lagging even a couple seconds. Is the Phoenix? This absorption is the same. Iceberg orders we are hitting. It can be, yeah. If you're hitting an iceberg order and they're starting to, like, especially if they're starting to refresh that order. You know, you're looking even over here at the order book on the right hand side, you'll see those orders start to refresh. That's also a good indication. If you're into an iceberg and those orders keep refreshing, that's a good indication that they're trying to absorb all those orders. Let's see. CV, yes. If you get the Global Plus, you can trade on the Bookmap chart. Nadia, this was AMD. So this was AMD back on 5/14. Is Bookmap available for Schwab version or only for the Bookmap on the Schwab version is a global version. So that's the version that's on there. Let's see. What are the intervals on chart and Bookmap? I go back and forth, but my CBD is the full day, and then the 5 minutes is what I use for the rest of it. Sweet. You guys have any more questions or anything? See, here we found that buyer. Hit some sell stops, and now our buyer's back in. But let's push over this area and hold before we go long. So if we push over this area and hold, and the buying starts to pick up, I won't be interested here. But if this volume continues to die off as we break through the high, I don't see any sells really hitting the book, or that absorption starts to come in. Like maybe we have an iceberg here and that absorption starts to come in. I may be interested, but if we break over here with volume, I probably won't be. But we need to get out of this area. So let's see what happens when we get out of here. If you get a weak retest back into this area, that may be a nice long. Sweet. Well, awesome, guys. I appreciate it. And yeah, I'm excited to do that hour. And then I'll be trying to give away more. So we'll come in here and give away more if you bug me. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for coming, and have a great weekend.